Oh look, isn't that a shark? What species of shark is that? How many species of sharks are there? As of late 2021, there are 512 species of sharks, but that number is almost certain to grow. Why is that? Well, there are 23 species of sharks that are waiting on scientific description to be considered valid. That brings the likely total of discovered sharks to 535. Here's something mind-blowing. If you picked up a book about sharks published in the year 2000, it would list 405 species of sharks. That's because 107 new shark species have been added since the turn of the century. It's likely that in the years ahead, entirely new sharks will continue being discovered. Sharks are much older than dinosaurs. Sharks, in some form or another, have been around for over 400 million years, making an incredible evolutionary achievement. So, in this video, we'll talk about the best shark species that are most interesting and exciting to research and study. There are many species of sharks in our oceans. Each one of them has its own unique characteristics, habitats, and behaviors. But which of the hundreds of shark species are the best to study? Shark scientists all over the world have their own personal favorites. Here's a list of shark species that are the easiest, most interesting, and exciting to research. 1. Great white sharks. First and foremost, the species that most people in the world have heard of is the great white sharks. They are the most aggressive sharks in the world, having recorded 333 attacks on humans, with 52 of them being fatal. Great whites are the largest predatory fish on Earth. The fact is, when a great white shark spots a swimmer or surfer from below, they may not be able to differentiate them from their favorite meal, seals. Great whites hunt by ambushing, meaning that they swim up to catch their prey from below. They sometimes breach the surface completely while hunting. Great white sharks have such a strong sense of smell that they can detect a colony of seals 2 miles away. If there was only 1 drop of blood in 100 liters of water, a great white would smell it. This is a favorite phenomenon for both scientists and photographers. Mature great whites can grow up to 6 meters in length. Scientists discover new things about great white shark behavior, movement, and hunting patterns on a daily basis. 2. Tiger sharks. They get their name from the vertical repetitive pattern across their backs. Though tiger sharks are responsible for the most recorded shark attacks besides great whites, they are a beautiful and fascinating species to research. Tiger sharks are voracious hunters and also scavengers. They eat almost anything they can find. This includes shellfish, birds, and even discarded license plates. These sharks dwell near the surface as well as on the ocean floor, making it possible for scientists to find them in both areas. It is second in line, behind the great white, in recorded human fatalities, having attacked 138 humans, which includes 36 fatalities. 3. Whale sharks. These sharks are the largest species of shark in the ocean. They are gentle and peaceful creatures, filter feeding on plankton and the water around them. Similar to some whales, they are very easy to get close to, as they are docile and non-aggressive. Divers and scientists often swim right alongside them. Whale sharks prefer warmer waters and are found in any tropical ocean. They can migrate thousands of miles to different feeding grounds, but only at a slow swimming speed of around 3 miles per hour. They are also the world's largest fish, growing up to 12 meters long. Along with other sharks, they're under threat. 4. Great hammerhead. These hammerheads are solitary, which means they travel alone. There are 9 different species of hammerhead shark in the world, with the largest being the great hammerhead. They are known for their small mouths, eyes on the sides of their head, and of course the shape of their heads that resemble a hammer. They have a larger visual range than other shark species because of their wide-set eyes and flat, hammer-shaped head. They are fierce hunters and have specialized sensory organs in their heads that help them sense food. They can grow up to 6 meters long, which is larger than other hammerheads, but you'll usually see ones that are smaller in size. Hammerheads are a common species of shark that scientists can easily find and study, though they're relatively harmless to humans. Their size and agility can't be ignored when you're close to one in the water. They are cannibalistic as well. 5. Largatooth sawfish, a lesser-known group of ray species. These sharks can live in freshwater habitats. They even mature in rivers and estuaries before moving to the ocean. They have been spotted many times in water bodies such as the Amazon River. These fish have a chainsaw-like snout called a rostrum, which they swing from side to side to hack at and stun their prey. Their snout can also detect electric fields, making them experts at tracking down prey. They hunt during nighttime because of this sixth sense. Larga-toothed sawfish can grow even larger than great whites, a staggering 7 meters. The fish even appears on the West African franc notes and coins. These fascinating creatures are a marvel to scientists who conduct research in tropical and subtropical waters. 6. Ragged-toothed sharks, ragas, also known as sand tiger sharks or gray nurse sharks, are found in the coastal waters of the Atlantic, Indian and Western Pacific Oceans. They are closely related to great white sharks. They're also one of the shark species you can get very close to while diving, perfect for scientific research. Ragas swim to the surface to gulp some air into their stomachs, which makes them buoyant for swimming. Once a ragged-toothed pup leaves the womb, it is entirely independent of its mother. Ragas usually swallow their prey whole, so humans are definitely not on the menu if you're looking to become a shark scientist. These are some of the best shark species to research when you're studying or working in the field. There are many other species in the shark kingdom, and they're yours to discover if you're interested in the field of shark biology. Join the Blue Wilderness Shark Development Program to gain some practical experience in shark research. You're sure to swim with some ragged-tooths or even tiger sharks on the eastern coast of South Africa while you're at it. Be sure to visit the links in the description below if you're itching to learn more about sharks. And please, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more amazing content. Thanks for watching. When swimming goes wrong, 10 animals to watch out for. Have you ever experienced that sudden feeling of dread while swimming, as if something dangerous could be lurking beneath the surface? Unfortunately, that feeling isn't just in your head. The truth is, there are many aquatic animals that can pose a real threat to swimmers. From venomous jellyfish to hungry sharks, encountering these creatures can quickly turn your day at the beach into a nightmare. But don't worry, with a little knowledge and preparation, you can reduce the risks and stay safe in the water. In this article, we'll take a closer look at 10 of the most dangerous animals to watch out for when swimming. So, before you take that next dip, watch on to learn how to avoid these potential hazards and stay safe while enjoying your aquatic adventures. 10. Stingray. Stingrays are sea creatures with flat, disc-shaped bodies and long whip-like tails. They have skin similar to sharks, and it comes in colors gray, brown, or tan. Stingrays do not have any bones. Instead, similar to human ears, their form is made up of cartilage. These animals have stingers on their tails which they use for defense and not to hunt prey. They bury themselves in the sand of shallow waters, and if you stepped on them, that's the time when they may sting. Aside from the painful sting, they also release toxic venom. However, it is important to note that stingrays typically only have 1 to 2 fatal attacks reported every year, which means that while they are considered deadly, death from their sting is uncommon. All stingrays are dangerous, and their venom is what differentiates them from rays. They can either be saltwater or freshwater. Some of the most common kinds of stingray include the Atlantic stingray, southern stingray, brown stingray, and six-gill stingray. 9. Lionfish. Next to our list is the lionfish. Lionfish are beautiful yet venomous marine fish native to Indo-Pacific. They are colorful animals that come in red, white, and black bands. They also have spiky fins that stand out around their bodies. Lionfish have venom on their spines which can cause incredible pain and can even be fatal on rare occasions. Although reports of humans being stung by lionfish are infrequent, its effects include extreme pain and vomiting, dizziness, heartburn, diarrhea, fever, numbness, and even convulsions. There have also been reports of extreme allergic reactions which later on led to hospitalization and death. Since lionfish are marine predators, there are incidents of them attacking divers and fishermen. However, their behavior is most likely entirely protective to defend themselves from those whom they perceive as a threat. 8. Barracuda. Barracudas are large, muscular, predatory fish known for their torpedo-shaped bodies and ferocious behavior. These animals have razor-sharp teeth, and with their notoriously aggressive behavior, you surely wouldn't want to mess with them. Fast and powerful, barracudas are saltwater fish found in tropical and subtropical oceans across the globe. They can travel up to 26.8 miles per hour. They inhabit the surface of the water as well as near coral reefs and sea grasses. These animals sometimes mistake snorkelers for prey, resulting in them attacking humans. However, such incidents are rare. Not only these animals are dangerous when alive, but the barracuda's tissue may also have ciguatera poison, which means that it can be dangerous to consume them. 7. Sea snakes. Sea snakes, also known as coral reef snakes, come in two autonomously advanced gatherings, namely the genuine ocean snakes, which are like to Australian earthly elapids, and the ocean kraits, which are linked to Asian cobras. Sea snakes have highly toxic venom. As a matter of fact, less than a single drop can kill a human being. Most sea snakes are venomous. Some are gentle and would only bite to defend themselves, while others are more aggressive. These animals are fully aquatic, which means that they cannot survive on land. They have paddle-like tails and their bodies are compressed laterally, giving them an eel-like appearance. In addition, they do not have gills, which means that they must surface to breathe from time to time. 6. Cone snail. Cone snails are a group of extremely poisonous marine snails. Across the globe, there are about 600 species of these animals. Despite their unremarkable appearance, cone snails should never be handled as they are capable of stinging people. Their venom is extremely toxic and can kill up to 20 human beings. But what's interesting is that the same venom that can be fatal to humans has been studied for the medical benefits it may have. Among the most toxic cone snails are textiles, tulips, and geographic snails. They capture their prey using their harpoon-like hollow teeth, which allows them to inject their toxic venom. Towards humans, cone snails only attack when they are picked up or stepped on. Cone snails are found in tropical oceans, such as the Indian and Pacific Oceans, the Great Barrier Reef, Hawaii, California, and southern Australia. They inhabit shallow water near coral reefs, but they also hide in the sand, under coral shelves, or in piles of rubble. There are also cone snails found living among mangroves. 5. Stonefish. The stonefish is considered the most dangerous and venomous living fish on the planet. These animals can easily kill an adult person in less than an hour by injecting their venom through their dorsal fin spines. Similar to other marine animals mentioned in this video, stonefish do not use their venom to hunt prey. Instead, they use it to avoid predation. They may also sting when they are stepped on or picked up by human beings. The stonefish's venom is extremely painful and can cause hospitalization and even death. They are also experts in camouflage, and even scuba divers and their predators are having a hard time seeing them. They sit comfortably in their chosen habitat of coral or rocky reefs, with some even having algae growing on them. Stonefish feed on other reef fishes and other invertebrates, but instead of chasing them, they wait for their prey to get near them before they attack. These sea animals are found along the coast of the Indian and Pacific Oceans. 4. Titan triggerfish. The Titan triggerfish is a large species of triggerfish with a length of up to 75 centimeters or 30 inches. They are found in lagoons and at reefs to depths of 160 feet or 50 meters in most areas of the Indo-Pacific. However, they are not found in Hawaii. These sea creatures are aggressive, and although their bites are not venomous, they can bite through the flesh, which is extremely painful and may result in serious injuries which require immediate medical attention. They are also known to bite divers who come too close to their range, so they should be avoided if you plan on diving around coral reefs. Titan triggerfish feed on tube worms, coral, mollusks, and sea urchins. At some point, they may also be aggressive toward other fish. 3. Great white shark. If you saw the movie Jaws, perhaps you already know what a great white shark is. One of the strongest and most dangerous predatory sharks in the world. These animals are responsible for various shark attacks, which are sometimes fatal on swimmers, divers, kayakers, surfers, and even those riding small boats. Typically, a white shark may inflict a single bite on their target before retreating. However, it is also highly possible for them to return for a second attack. Those who suffered from the moderate bite may still have time to survive and seek safety. However, those who received large bites may lead very serious damage, which can result in death. 2. Blue-ringed octopus. The blue-ringed octopus is a species of small octopus that is beautiful yet deadly. These sea animals are identified for their yellow skin and blue and black rings. They are found in tide pools of the Pacific and Indian Oceans. When stung by a blue-ringed octopus, a person may experience paralysis, which can result in drowning, especially if the person is in deep water and there's no one to save him. Their poison is enough to kill 26 adults in a couple of moments. A catastrophic chemical called tetrodotoxin is what causes this fatal side effect of their sting. Currently, there is no known antivenom or remedy for this. 1. Box jellyfish. Last but not the least, we have none other than the box jellyfish. Box jellyfish are known for being notoriously dangerous sea creatures, wherein they can kill a human being in less than 5 minutes. They also have adequate venom that can kill up to 60 people. Unlike other jellyfish, the box jellyfish can swim, which means that they can move through the ocean and hunt for prey. When their tentacle touches the skin, it can cause extreme pain due to venomous nematocysts. Box jellyfish are found along the northern coastlines of Australia and in tropical Southeast Asia. And that wraps up our video for today. What do you think of the marine animals that we talked about? Have you already encountered one of them? Or perhaps you know other marine animals that would make a great addition to our list? That's all about when swimming goes wrong. 10 animals to watch out for. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to my channel for more amazing content. Thanks for watching. The ocean is home to some of the largest and most powerful creatures on Earth, and among them are the whales. These gentle giants of the sea are not only the largest animals on the planet, but also play an important role in maintaining the health and balance of marine ecosystems. While all whales are impressive creatures, some stand out for their strength and power. Whales have long been admired by humans for their size and strength and have played important roles in the development of societies throughout history. Despite their diversity in size and species, it is the largest whales that have captured our attention the most. These magnificent creatures have always been awe-inspiring, but there are a select few that stand out as the strongest and most powerful of them all. 10. Minke whale. The minke whale is one of the largest mammals on the planet, but it is still considered one of the smallest of the large whales found in the oceans. They can grow between 24 to 36 feet in length and are classified into 3 subspecies: common, dwarf, and Antarctic. Typically, minke whales migrate alone or in pairs and rarely in larger groups. During hunting, they have furrows or grooves on their necks that help them to corner their prey. Sadly, these magnificent creatures are often threatened by ship accidents and whaling. As expected, they have few predators and are typically peaceful inhabitants of shallow waters. The minke whale's diet primarily consists of schools of tiny fish and zooplankton to fulfill their nutritional needs. 9. Bride's whale. Bride's whales, which are smaller than sei whales and prefer warmer waters, are often mistaken for sei whales due to their similar appearance. These whales have 3 prominent ridges in front of their blowhole, unlike most rorquals, which only have 1 ridge. While there is not enough data to determine the endangerment level of Bride's whales, some scientists estimate that there may be fewer than 100 individuals left in the world, mainly located in the Gulf of Mexico, making them one of the most endangered whale species. When breaching, Bride's whales are very bashful and typically only show their head. The largest recorded Bride's whale was 46 feet long. Bride's whales have a significant appetite and consume an average of 1,320 to 1,450 pounds of food per day. Their diet includes copepods, krill, shrimp, red crabs, and schooling fish. Inshore groups typically prefer anchovies, sardines, mackerel, and herring. 8. Gray whale, also known as gray whales, are baleen whales that are commonly found in the North Pacific Ocean. They are one of the largest mammals in the world and can grow up to 50 feet in length and weigh up to 36 tons. Gray whales have a unique appearance with their mottled gray skin, and they are often covered in barnacles and whale lice. One interesting fact about gray whales is that they have the longest migration of any mammal, traveling up to 12,000 miles each year from their breeding grounds in Mexico to their feeding grounds in Alaska. Gray whales are known for their feeding behavior, which involves bottom feeding in shallow waters. They use their baleen plates to filter out small crustaceans and mollusks from the sediment on the ocean floor. Gray whales are also known for their friendly and curious behavior towards humans, making them a favorite among whale watchers and tourists. 7. Sei whale. Another massive water mammal with unusual migratory habits is the sei whale. The name sei comes from the Norwegian word for coalfish. The whale got its name because it appeared around the same time as the coalfish. It may be able to grow up to 64 feet long. The sei whale can reach a maximum weight of 31 tons on average. That is roughly 3.5 times the weight of an adult elephant. Despite its size, the sei whale is known for its speed, reaching speeds of up to 31 miles per hour. A sei whale's food consists primarily of krill, copepods, and zooplankton. Its incredible speed gives it a great advantage over its prey. The sei whale migrates from subpolar waters to a more temperate subtropical region to mate in the summer. 6. Humpback whale. The humpback whale has a growing population and is the least concerned about conservation. Humpback whales are mostly gray or black in color, with white bellies and white undersides on their flukes and flippers. Their long flippers and humped back are their most distinguishing characteristics. Humpback whales are baleen whales whales, and they swallow large quantities of water and strain through their baleen to eat shrimp like crustaceans and small fish out of the water. The largest humpback whale ever recorded was 89 feet long and weighed 90 tons. Female humpback whales are larger than males, which is an interesting fact about them. Most animal species have larger males than females. 5. Bowhead whale. The bowhead whale is a large marine mammal that inhabits the Arctic and subarctic regions of the northern hemisphere. It is one of the longest-lived mammals, with a lifespan that can exceed 200 years. Bowhead whales are also some of the largest animals in the Arctic, reaching lengths of up to 60 feet and weighing up to 100 tons. They have a robust, black body that is relatively smooth compared to other whale species, and they lack a dorsal fin, which is replaced by a low hump and a series of ridges along the back. They are known to feed year-round in the Arctic, using their baleen plates to filter food from the water. One of the most remarkable features of the bowhead whale is its ability to live in the Arctic year-round, even in the most extreme conditions. They have thick blubber layers that provide insulation and help them survive in icy waters. Additionally, they can break through thick sea ice using their massive heads, allowing them to breathe and move freely. 4. Right whale. The right whale is a group of 3 closely related whale species: the North Atlantic right whale, the North Pacific right whale, and the Southern right whale. These whales are called right whales because whalers considered them the right whales to hunt due to their slow swimming speeds, tendency to float when killed, and high blubber content. Right whales are large animals, with adults typically ranging from 45 to 55 feet in length and weighing up to 70 tons. They have a distinctive appearance, with a stocky body and a broad, flat head that can make up about a third of their total body length. 3. Sperm whale. The term comes from spermaceti, or sperm oil, which was sought after by commercial whalers for use in the production of candles, oil, and lubricants. This substance was previously mistaken for whale sperm, but it is actually ambergris, a thick waxy substance found in the whale's skull. They are notable for having the world's largest brains, weighing 17 pounds, which is 5 times the size of the human brain. They are also the most powerful carnivores with teeth. The lower jaw has 20 to 26 teeth on each side. However, these massive fangs are not as commonly used for hunting as you might think. Bull whales primarily use them to fight rivals. Sperm whales can grow to be 52 to 67 feet long and weigh 4463 US tons. Sperm whales are the world's second deepest divers, diving up to 7,400 feet and holding their breath for up to 2 hours, allowing them to hunt for giant squid in the abyssal depths of the ocean. They communicate with one another through echolocation, which involves producing echoes and listening to the sounds of other whales. 2. Fin whale. The fin shale whale is the second largest whale species, after the blue whale. Fin whales get their name from the distinguished fin on the whale's back near their tail. Their bodies are sleek and streamlined, and their heads are V-shaped. Their backs are black or dark brown, with a white underside. Krill, crustaceans, squid, and small fish constitute the diet of fin whales. They consume this simple diet by swallowing large amounts of food and water through accordion-like throat pleats. Fin whales lunge into schools of prey with mouths wide open to feast. A fin whale can grow to be 63 feet long. The population of these large whales decreased significantly during peak whaling in the 1970s, but their numbers have increased since commercial whaling ended. 1. Blue whale. The blue whale is the largest animal on Earth, growing up to 100 feet in length and weighing up to 200 tons. Blue whales have a sleek, streamlined body that is blue-gray in color with a mottled pattern of lighter spots. Like other baleen whales, blue whales feed by filtering small organisms, such as krill and plankton, through their baleen plates. They consume enormous quantities of these small creatures, sometimes eating up to 4 tons per day during feeding season. Despite their massive size, blue whales are surprisingly agile swimmers, capable of reaching speeds of up to 30 miles per hour when necessary. They are found in all of the world's oceans, though they are most commonly seen in polar waters during feeding season and in tropical waters during mating season. But do you know which animal is the top predator of the ocean? The killer whale. Comment, like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content, and see you in our next video. Thanks for watching. Are you ready to embark on an adventure that will warm your heart and put a smile on your face? Get ready to discover the most charming sea creatures that will steal your heart with their friendliness, from playful sea lions to majestic whale sharks and intelligent dolphins. You'll be captivated by their personalities and unique traits. Join us as we explore the fascinating world of these lovable creatures and witness firsthand why they are the friendliest animals in the sea. Get ready to fall in love with the 7 sea creatures that will melt your heart with their irresistible charm. Not everything in the waters is a terrifying monster waiting to attack. Some animals have been known to interact and bond with humans. Here are 7 of the friendliest sea creatures. 7. Sea lion. Sea lions are sea mammals that live in waters ranging from subarctic to tropical seas worldwide, excluding the northern Atlantic Ocean. They usually measure 8 feet in length and weigh up to 650 pounds. They are carnivorous and usually eat fish such as herring, mackerel, salmon, and other species, depending on where they live. Sea lions are not typically dangerous to humans, but they may attack if they feel threatened. These mammals are highly intelligent and easy to train, so much so that they are common zoo and circus animals. Galapagos sea lions are often compared to dogs for their friendly behavior. These sea lions don't usually flee when encountering humans. In fact, they even like to approach people and sometimes hop on boats or kayaks as they love to be pet. However, this is not the case in all regions, and most places recommend tourists keep a minimum distance of 8 feet. Although sea lion attacks are usually rare, some species may be unpredictable. Sometimes human presence and human activities may cause them to engage in violent actions. In May of 2017, a young girl was snatched by a California sea lion while sitting on the edge of a dock at a Canadian port. The girl was immediately saved by a woman who jumped into the water to rescue her. Authorities claimed that the young girl's parents were to blame for the incident for having let her sit so close to the edge. Although there were multiple signs displayed on the dock for people to not feed the sea animals, the footage recorded by people nearby showed the sea lion was eating food tossed into the water before going after the girl. 6. Humpback whale. Humpback whales are one of the largest species of baleen whales. Adults can measure over 50 feet in length and can weigh up to 80 tons. They live in all major oceans and seas around the world and can migrate up to 16,000 miles each year. Humpback whales feed on small schooling fish like salmon, herring, and capelin. They hunt by direct attacks or by hitting the water with their pectoral fins and stunning their prey. They are known for surface behaviors such as breaching and even leaping out of the water, making them popular with whale watchers. Humpback whales are curious about nearby objects and typically approach whale watching boats closely. They are usually peaceful and don't pose threats to humans, so there are many diving tours around the world that allow people to swim alongside humpback whales. The humpback whale is currently listed as an endangered species. It is estimated that 90% of the population was eliminated during the whaling era, and the species is now protected against hunting by law. 5. Sea turtles. Sea turtles, also known as marine turtles, can be found in most oceans of the world, excluding polar regions. They are omnivorous and feed on a wide variety of plant and animal life, including seaweed, sponges, mollusks, worms, and fish. Some species are omnivorous in their juvenile stage and become completely herbivorous as they mature. Sea turtles are usually friendly to swimmers and might even swim right up to them as they encounter them in the water. However, people are usually instructed not to disturb them and to give them plenty of space when they venture onto the beach, as that is when they lay their eggs, and it is very important for them not to be interrupted. 3 species of sea turtles are currently classified as endangered or critically endangered, and another 3 species are considered vulnerable, although they are friendly to humans. Our species are a real threat to them, as beach towns used to profit by selling their meat. In an attempt to promote ecotourism as a substitute to sea turtle hunting, the Caribbean Conservation Corporation made their nesting grounds sustainable by turning them into tourist attractions. Thousands of tourists annually visit the conservation located in Costa Rica, a 22-mile protected beach that hosts turtle walks and nesting grounds. 4. Porpoises. Porpoises are a group of fully aquatic marine mammals along with dolphins and whales that evolved from land-living ungulates that entered the ocean about 50 million years ago. They can range in size from 4.5 to 7.5 feet long and weigh between 120 to 500 pounds. Porpoises are typically found near polar regions, often near the coast, and feed mainly on fish and squid. They communicate with each other by producing various clicks and whistles. When it comes to humans, porpoises are usually friendly and unafraid of swimmers. In fact, They have been observed protecting stranded humans from sharks. 3. Manatees. Manatees are large marine mammals that can measure up to 13 feet long and weigh up to 1,300 pounds. Despite being so big, they are mostly herbivorous and eat over 60 different freshwater and saltwater plants. They are considered to be very intelligent animals, and their task-learning abilities are similar to dolphins. They are known to be gentle giants and are also nicknamed sea cows for their large size and friendly disposition. They do not pose a serious threat to humans and are even frightened when encountered by our species in the water. However, by approaching them carefully, some swimmers have had the opportunity to swim alongside them. These animals are usually found in warm waters on the Gulf Coast and have been seen all the way up to the coast of New England. There are only 3 species of manatees, and the World Conservation Union has listed all of them as vulnerable to extinction. Approximately 99 manatees die each year because of human activities. Large vessels like ships and tugboats are very dangerous for them, and many individuals have died after being injured by the vessels. After the cuts lead to fatal infections, they're often unable to hear ships approaching, as many large boats emit very low frequencies, while manatees only hear high frequencies. While not all manatees that encounter ships are killed, most are injured and suffer major tail mutilations and multiple disfiguring dorsal lacerations. Additional threats for manatees are red tide, the proliferated and microscopic marine algae which produce toxins that attack their nervous system, and fishing gear which they accidentally ingest while feeding. 2. Whale sharks. Whale sharks are a friendly shark species for interacting with humans, having over 3,000 teeth, but are filter-feeding fish that do not eat using their teeth. Although their mouths can be as large as 5 feet in diameter, whale sharks only feed on plankton, small fish, and squid because their throats are the size of a quarter, so they do not pose a significant danger to humans. They are very docile creatures and have been known to allow swimmers to hold on for a ride, with many photos and videos on the internet of people swimming alongside them. Whale sharks are impressive in size, usually measuring about 32 feet in length and weighing approximately 20,000 pounds. Despite being so large, divers usually do not fear them and might seek them for the unique experience of getting to swim with one. Catching a ride with these animals is a popular tourist attraction in Cancun. Although they are not known to be a threat to humans, scientists warn swimmers to be careful around them and not provoke them with too much physical contact. When swimming with whale sharks in Cancun, tourists may not touch them and must always maintain at least a 6 feet distance from their head and a 13 feet distance from their tail. Whale sharks live in areas ranging from the Bay Islands in Honduras to the Galapagos Islands to the Horn of Africa, but they are most popular in Cancun because that is where the largest congregation of whale sharks in the world has been witnessed. 1. Dolphins. Dolphins are known for their special relationship with humans. They are very curious animals, and they are not usually afraid of our species. There have been numerous reports of dolphins saving humans from being attacked by sharks or even drowning. Even in history and religion, these mammals have played an important role. For example, Greek mythology has described them as helpers of mankind. In ancient times, Greeks considered spotting dolphins riding in a ship's wake to be a good omen. They live in most oceans of the world, and scientists discovered that these mammals are capable of grieving and know how to teach, learn, cooperate, and even scheme. Their brains are home to elongated spindle neuron cells which in humans are evolved to social conduct, judgment, emotions, and theory of mind. Dolphins are highly self-aware, which is seen by some as a sign of development and abstract thinking. They were first tested in 1995 by K. Martin and S. Serros. The researchers showed a group of dolphins real-time footage of themselves on television. They were expected to show social behavior, but instead showed signs of self-awareness. Dolphins also passed the mirror test, which involves placing some temporary dye on the animal's body, and then the animals are presented with the mirror to see that it shows signs of self-recognition. Dolphins' behavior also displays culture, something that is believed to be unique to humans. Mothers pass on to their daughters a learned tradition of covering their snouts with sponges to protect them from foraging. Another learned habit was discovered among river dolphins in Brazil. Some of the male members of the group were found to use weeds and stakes as part of their sexual display. Dolphins are highly social and often regarded as the Earth's most intelligent animal when compared to other species. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like, comment, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss anything interesting. We'll see you in our next video. Thanks for watching. look, isn't that a shark? What species of shark is that? How many species of sharks are there? As of late 2021, there are 512 species of sharks, but that number is almost certain to grow. Why is that? Well, there are 23 species of sharks that are waiting on scientific description to be considered valid. That brings the likely total of discovered sharks to 535. Here's something mind-blowing. If you picked up a book about sharks published in the year 2000, it would list 405 species of sharks. That's because 107 new shark species have been added since the turn of the century. It's likely that in the years ahead, entirely new sharks will continue being discovered.
The 10 most expensive types of fish in the world. Did you ever stop and wonder how much people spend on those scaly creatures? Where do these unique fish come from? How expensive are the rarest among them? Well, keep watching to find out about 10 of the most expensive fish in the world. 10. Wrought iron butterfly fish, $2,700. The wrought iron butterfly fish, otherwise known as Chaetodon didalma, is a ray-finned fish native to the Pacific Ocean, most commonly found off the coasts of Japan. Wrought iron butterfly fish are relatively small fish, growing a maximum of 15 centimeters, and prefer rocky reefs where they can feed on a combination of algae and invertebrates. Fish breeders and collectors can expect to pay upwards of $2,700 if they want to own a wrought iron butterfly fish. Some medium-sized wrought iron butterfly fish fetch over $4,000 on aquarist supplier websites. The price tag for the wrought iron butterfly fish is additionally inflated due to restrictions on distribution outside of Japan, with increased export costs due to its listing on the IUCN Red List of Threatened Species. 9. Australian flathead perch, $5,000. Our next expensive fish is the Australian flathead perch, another smaller fish, this time indigenous to the waters of the western Pacific Ocean, with a fondness for the crevices of the coral reef. Capturing the Australian flathead perch in the wild can be tricky since they are prone to disappearing back into caves before divers can spot them. Their slender shape makes escape even easier. There are only a handful of these expensive saltwater fish held in captivity, although the successful breeding in captivity carried out by the Batavia Coast Maritime Institute may see a reduction in prices over time. 8. Golden alligator gar, $7,000. There are a variety of alligator gar species found swimming in the world's rivers, with the golden alligator gar being among the most expensive fish in the world. Despite the rows of razor-sharp teeth which help earn their name, golden alligator gars are not aggressive fish, so fish collectors don't have to worry about getting bitten when maintaining their tanks. With that said, prospective owners need to make sure their aquarium is suitable for these fish since the golden alligator gar can grow up to 10 feet in length, weighing an impressive 350 pounds. With only 1 in 10,000 alligator gar sporting this color, they can fetch up to $7,000 with the large tank size required to maintain one, making these even more expensive aquarium fish for collectors. Thanks for watching. Please share and subscribe to my channel for more amazing content. 3. Peppermint angelfish, $30,000. As its name indicates, the peppermint angelfish is prized for its vibrant red and white stripes reminiscent of the candy, contributing to its status as the most expensive saltwater fish in the world. Found in the South Pacific Ocean, the peppermint angelfish lives at depths of up to 120 meters in caves and reefs, feeding mostly on a diet of worms, sponges, and other detritus. Only trained divers can reach their habitat since specialist rebreather equipment is required to reach these depths to avoid suffering from the bends. For that reason, bringing a peppermint angelfish to the surface is a delicate process, since it also needs to be decompressed so it can make the transition from deep waters safely. 2. Polka dot stingray, $100,000. The freshwater polka dot stingrays are among the most expensive freshwater fish and dwell in the sandbanks and slower-moving tributaries in the Xingu River Basin in Brazil and South America. Hunting a freshwater polka dot stingray in the wild can be extremely difficult since these beautiful fish spend much of their time buried in sand. Although collectors willing to pay the large price tag can purchase captive bred rays, freshwater polka dot stingrays will set you back a cool $100,000, making it one of the most expensive captive bred fish and something only the richest athletes in the world can afford. These elusive fish are classified as an endangered species, and their existence is further threatened by potential pollutants from industries in the region of their habitat, otherwise known as Potamotrigon leopoldi. The freshwater polka dot stingray is an incredibly rare fish. 1. Platinum arowana, $400,000. The most expensive fish in the world, by a considerable margin, is the platinum arowana, which sold for a staggering $400,000, the largest price tag. Sometimes called the Asian arowana on account of its habitat in Southeast Asia, the platinum arowana can also be found off the coasts of Australia and South America. With a long, slender body and scales resembling a dragon, the platinum arowana has a metallic iridescence as it glides through the water. They also have a voracious appetite, eating anything from other fish and crustaceans to birds and mice, and are known to jump out of the tank, earning the nickname of monkey fish. As you might expect, the most expensive fish in the world is on the endangered species list, and only a handful of aquariums can be found with a captive platinum arowana in their waters. Thanks for watching. Please share and subscribe to my channel for more amazing content. 7. Platinum alligator gar, $7,000. Another expensive freshwater fish admired for its metal-colored scales and long, slender appearance is the platinum alligator gar, which fetches the same price as its golden relative, $7,000. With its somewhat prehistoric appearance, the platinum alligator gar is often referred to as a living fossil, with its torpedo-shaped eyes and sleek body. If looked after properly, the platinum alligator gar can live for up to 50 years, making it a long-term commitment best suited to serious fish collectors with the resources to keep them safe. While these fish are opportunistic predators in the wild, when bred in captivity will be quite content eating a selection of frozen fish, prawns, and shrimp. 6. Neptune grouper, $7,000. The Neptune grouper ranges across a variety of bodies of water in the wild, ranging from the western Pacific Ocean waters off the coast of Japan to the oceans surrounding French Polynesia and Australia. While owning one of these rare fish will set collectors back at least $7,000, these fish can struggle to adapt to the surface due to changes in water pressure. This is because the Neptune grouper typically lives at a depth of approximately 200 meters, which accounts for the fact that very few of these fish have ever been caught alive. If you'd prefer to eat, rather than own, a Neptune grouper, you'll need considerably less than the $7,000 asking price for a live one. They typically sell for around $50 at food markets around Japan. 5. Bladefin basslet, $10,000. The bladefin basslet, related to another popular aquarium fish, the golden basslet, is one of the rarest fish in the world. It's found primarily in the Caribbean Sea and parts of the western Atlantic Ocean. Since the bladefin basslet fish gather at depths deeper than 800 feet, they can only be retrieved from wild populations using a submarine, a process that contributes to its high price of $10,000. The bladefin basslet is a docile fish, so if you're lucky enough to have one in your aquarium, you won't have to worry about it eating your other fish. 4. Masked angelfish, $30,000. Prized by collectors for their beautiful snow-white bodies, the extremely rare masked angelfish can be found in its natural habitat around the northwestern Hawaiian Islands. With a price tag of $30,000, masked angelfish are for serious collectors only, so if you can afford one of the world's most expensive yachts, you might be able to afford to include one of these incredible fish in your aquarium. Masked angelfish are commonly found around coral reefs and are protected from commercial fishing, with those featured in aquariums typically bred in captivity. Spotting a masked angelfish in its natural environment is made more difficult because it prefers to live in deep waters at the limits of where divers can go. Thanks for watching. Please share and subscribe to my channel for more amazing content.
From orcas that create shockwaves to hunt herring, to those that collaborate for 5 hours to hunt blue whales, and to those that generate wash waves to capture seals, here are 11 sophisticated hunting techniques that orcas use. Transient killer whales have several strategies for hunting dolphins. Unlike fish-eating orcas that use echolocation to find fish and are noisy and easy to detect, transient killer whales don't make much noise. Therefore, they can approach dolphins silently and snatch them at a time they don't expect. But dolphin pods can detect transient orcas with their group vigilance, so silence is not enough in this case. Orcas hunting dolphins is similar to wolves charging elks. A group of orcas chase a dolphin pod for a while to make odor, and younger ones exhausted. After a while, orcas simply jump in the middle of fleeing dolphins and capture one of them. Sometimes, instead of ramming into the dolphin pod, they select a dolphin and separate it from the pod. Orcas are more powerful and have more stamina, but they also have a plan to conserve energy. They divide the work, and one orca charges the dolphin each time while the rest save energy. Once the dolphin is exhausted, orcas start ramming it. They keep attacking it until the dolphin can't swim. In the year 2000, all the great white sharks on the coast of San Francisco disappeared suddenly. Scientists could track one of them with a satellite tag attached to it. They saw the shark shark dive 500 feet and swim nonstop for over 2,000 miles to Hawaii. Later, scientists figured that an orca had killed a shark earlier that day. So, the sound of the attack and the smell of the shark's carcass alarmed other sharks, and they fled. But how do orcas take down such a fearsome creature? Orcas take the side of caution to avoid injury and do not approach sharks without a plan. They hunt in packs, and sharks are typically loners, making it easier for an orcapod to corner a shark. Orcas that hunt sharks know that turning a shark upside down can trigger tonic immobility. This reflex puts sharks into a paralysis-like state and immobilizes them. So, when they hunt sharks, they flip them upside down and then kill them without any resistance. One of the main reasons orcas hunt great white sharks is for their liver, which contains a hydrocarbon called squalene. The liver is also large and fatty and is an excellent energy source for orcas. When orcas kill a shark, they slice the shark open with surgical precision, remove its liver, and then leave the shark's carcass behind. Blue whales are the largest animals ever to live on Earth, and some 40 years ago, researchers recorded orcas hunting a blue whale. It was not an easy kill, and it took 5 hours for more than 30 orcas to kill the blue whale. But orcas managed to do it because they are excellent in coordination and communication. Hunting blue whales begins with the orcas identifying a more vulnerable target like calves or sickly adults. Most blue whales are alone, which makes the hunt easier for orcas. But if the prey is in a group, the orcas work together to seclude it. This isolation tactic is crucial because a solitary blue whale is much easier to overwhelm. Orcas then employ a series of coordinated attacks to exhaust the blue whale. They take turns and charge at the whale, biting and striking its fins and flanks. These attacks wear down the whale's strength and mobility. Another important move is that orcas block the whale's blowhole to stress and suffocate the whale, but blue whales can dive deep and escape the orcas. So during these attacks, several large orcas swim underneath the whale and prevent it from diving. After the blue whale is exhausted and weakened enough, the orcas make their final move. Large bull orcas ram into its belly and blowhole and finish it. The blue whale is more than enough to feed the pod of orcas. Each orca bites a chunk of the kill, and the rest will sink and fall several miles into the deep ocean. In the 1979 incident, when the blue whale was finally worn out, younger orcas started participating in the hunt. Researchers believe that adult orcas waited until everything was safe, and then they started training their calves. Interestingly, scientists observed orca killing a blue whale a few years ago in the location of the first observation. They believe that the young orcas who were trained back then were leading in the pod. If one being can threaten orcas, it is a bull sperm whale. Besides its massive teeth, it has such a powerful tail that its blow can easily paralyze an adult orca. But still, orcas attack sperm whales. Orcas are lucky because bull sperm whales live in solitude, and their pod only includes females and calves. These whales have a strong social bond and will form a protective circle known as marguerite around the most vulnerable members, such as calves or sick individuals, with their tails facing outward to fend off attackers. So after orcas identify a pod of sperm whales that includes calves, they have to start with isolating a calf. They engage in a series of feints and charges to create confusion and disrupt the protective circle. Orcas use their superior agility and speed to their advantage and draw the adults away and create openings to access the calf. Then several orcas will focus on separating the calf from its mother and the rest of the pod. Orcas may use their bodies to block the calf's path back to safety or use strategic maneuvers to steer the calf away. Then orcas wear the calf down until they can successfully kill it. It is not surprising to know that they use similar strategies to hunt narwhals, belugas, gray whales, and minke whales. It is where their name comes from. We initially called them whale killers, which later changed to killer whales. The most sophisticated and coordinated hunting technique that orcas use is wave washing. When they hunt seals on floating ice, the hunt begins with the orcas locating seals resting on floating ice floes. These ice platforms offer seals a place of relative safety from most marine predators, but orcas have invented a group hunting strategy to dislodge seals. Orcas work together and swim in a tight formation towards the ice floe at high speed, but just before reaching the ice, they dive simultaneously. Their combined momentum in this dive creates a powerful wave, which is directed precisely towards the ice floe. The wave is so powerful that it washes over the ice floe and dislodges the seal into the water. The technique requires precise timing and coordination among the orcas, as the wave must be strong enough to reach the seal without breaking too early or too late. Depending on the ice's shape and the seal's luck, orcas may need to use wave washing several times until their prey is in the water. But sometimes, ice flows are large and wave washing does not work on them. So orcas have designed a method to break the ice. They swim together at a very high speed and go under the ice. When they are under the ice, they suddenly dive, and the wave that this dive creates hits the bottom of the ice and breaks it into pieces. Now the problem is that these ice flows are close to each other, and they can't use wave washing to shoot the seal in the water, so they push the ice and move it to an open environment where they can deploy their wave washing. Only about 100 orcas hunt using this technique, and the interesting fact is that they train their younger or less experienced family members to master this strategy. Orcas hunt seals on the beach using another sophisticated technique, intentional stranding. The hunt begins with orcas patrolling the shore and identifying seals resting close to the shoreline. To capture the identified seal, an orca rapidly swims toward the shore. If there are enough strong waves, it rides the momentum of a powerful wave, and the orca gets as close to the beach as possible and even sometimes propels its body partially out of the water and onto the shore to grab the seal. Once the seal is secured, the orca must quickly wiggle and thrust its body back into the water, similar to wave washing. Only certain orca groups have mastered the technique, but unlike hunting in open water or around ice flows, this strategy requires the orcas to venture into shallow waters, so it poses a significant risk because orcas may beach themselves. They require so much power and precise control because they only have a short window of time to return to the safety of deeper water and avoid being beached. This behavior is learned and passed down through generations within these specific groups, but interestingly, it does not suit every pod member, and some never learn it. Bluefin tuna are among the fastest fish, and bluefin tuna are much faster than orcas, but orcas are intelligent and excellent at teamwork, so they have developed a sophisticated hunting technique. They start by herding the tuna into a more manageable group or driving them toward the surface, and then isolate an individual from the group. Then orcas engage in high-speed pursuits. In fact, orcas can manage to swim very fast and keep up or outpace bluefin tuna over short distances, but it is energy intensive and needs significant effort. So they divide the chase and take turns until the tuna is exhausted. They then use their powerful jaws and sharp teeth to capture the fatigued fish, even though orcas communicate and coordinate their movements using vocalizations and body language. Hunting bluefin tuna is still challenging. This challenge is because the tunas swim super fast in deep, cooler waters, which are not easily accessible for orcas. So orcas have found a new way to eat their favorite fish. Everything started some 30 years ago when a few orcas started stealing fish. They swim close to fishing boats when they hear the sound of a winch pulling up a tuna. They prepare for an attack. When the caught tuna is close to the surface, it has no energy to fight and becomes an easy meal for orcas. They strip it in a few minutes and leave leftovers for the fishermen. The stealing culture has spread to local orca pods, and fishermen are losing their business. Orcas hunting school of fish. Fish-eating orcas have a sophisticated way of hunting fish. After locating a school of fish, orcas herd it into a tighter, more manageable group. They do it by swimming around it in decreasing circles, or by using bubbles, sound, and physical barriers. This fish ball is so dense that fish have no room to maneuver. Orcas push this dense ball toward the surface to limit fish escape routes. Now that the school of fish is confined to a smaller volume of water, the show starts. Orcas use tail slapping to create powerful shock waves that stun or disorient the fish. Some orcas may also use their bodies to create turbulence and further confuse the fish. When the fish are stunned or disoriented, orcas take turns feeding on the easy targets. They may swallow smaller fish whole or use their teeth to grip and tear larger prey. This hunting method shows how well orcas are familiar with the schooling behavior of fish and how they use this knowledge to feast on them. Of course, it is for herring fish, and they have many more similarly sophisticated methods for other types of fish. Orcas often search the shallows for orcas hunting stingrays. Stingrays, which hide under the seaweed along the coastline. Orcas use their sophisticated echolocation ability to detect them. After locating a stingray, orcas force it out of its hiding spot by blowing jets of water toward the sand to uncover the ray, or using their snouts to nudge them out into the open. Now Now that the ray is out, the critical part of hunting involves flipping them over to put them in a state of tonic immobility similar to sharks. If a ray is flipped onto its back, it temporarily becomes unable to move or defend itself. So orcas use their nose or pectoral fins to flip rays. But this hunt is not always this easy because some rays have stingers. Stingray barbs are dangerous, and if poked to orcas' faces or tongues, they can hurt badly. In fact, it is so dangerous that it can kill orcas. An autopsy of a dead female orca showed the cause of death was the deep penetration of 2 stingray spines in her body. It is not easy to tell the difference between families of rays, but orcas can identify stingrays and are very cautious when hunting them. They maintain their distance from their target stingray and find the right moment to approach and slap its underbelly with their tail. Stingray's underbelly is the most vulnerable part of their body, and usually a couple of slaps immobilize or kill them. Then the lead orca takes the kill to share with others. The pied orcas also hunt birds. It is not a common behavior, but I'm sure most people have seen this viral video of an orca in a sea park using bait to lure birds close by. Bird hunting can occur in specific regions where marine mammals have learned to exploit local bird populations. For example, some orcas have been observed using fish as bait to lure seabirds such as gulls, penguins, or ducks closer to the water surface. When a bird comes close enough, the orca quickly grabs it with his mouth. Marine biologists believe that hunting birds is a form of play or a learning experience for younger orcas. It is also a practice in timing and precision, which are crucial for their typical marine hunts. The idea of orcas hunting moose, polar bears, and humans and polar bears is more speculative and less commonly documented. There have been anecdotal reports and some documented instances of orcas preying on moose. We know that moose swim between islands in search of food or mates in areas like the coastlines of Alaska and northern Canada. It is very likely for them to encounter orcas in these situations. Orcas might take the opportunity to prey on a swimming moose, but for polar bears, there is no evidence that orcas hunt them right now. Polar bears and orcas have very little interaction because polar bears primarily live on ice and Arctic Ocean. Orcas are more adapted to hunting in open water, and they don't know wave washing like orcas living in the Antarctica waters. As for the relationship between us and orcas, humans haven't been particularly nice to orcas. However, luckily for us, orcas seem to be at peace with us, or at least in the wild. We do not have any evidence that orcas hunt humans, but captive orcas have a different story. It is hard to believe, but snakes have many enemies. Large birds, wild boars, mongooses, raccoons, foxes, coyotes, dogs, cats, humans, and even other snakes are a few of the dangers snakes fall prey to. Many people find it surprising that the largest and the scariest snakes can be afraid of anything. Snakes scare almost every person, even though only a small portion of these reptiles are actually venomous. In the wilderness, snakes, especially those with venom, can bring down animals much larger than them. However, that doesn't mean they don't have threats to their own lives. Far from it. Let's take a look at 14 skilled animals that can kill snakes. So, let's begin. 14. Secretary bird. The secretary bird is one of the deadliest enemies of snakes in sub-Saharan Africa. What makes them particularly dangerous is the quick method employed to kill snakes. They can trample snakes to death with just one strike. Their kick has a force of around 44 psi, which is 5 times more than the bird's weight. The clawed kicks are strong enough to crush the soft bodies of snakes or its head. Additionally, the secretary bird's beaks are sharp enough to cut through and rip the flesh of snakes. Their overall size also gives them an advantage against snakes because of their ability to demolish snakes. Farmers may often keep these birds as pets to fend off snake infestations in their fields. 13. Mongoose. The mongooses are age-old enemies of snakes like cobras and mambas. There are many stories around the world where the brave mongoose destroys a venomous snake to protect defenseless animals. The mongooses are courageous and are known to face snakes head-on. One of the crucial benefits for mongoose when fighting snakes is their lightning-fast reflexes at movement speed. These hunters often jump around the snakes, avoiding their strikes. When the serpent starts to tire, that's when the mongoose makes its move and delivers a crippling bite to the snake's head. Moreover, mongooses have unique acetylcholine receptors that render them highly resistant to snake venom. Apart from this, their thick coat of fur also protects them from a venomous snake's teeth. All of these combined make mongoose as the ultimate snake assassins. 12. Meerkat. The meerkats are close cousins of mongooses. They are clever animals that often prey on snakes and come out on top. The meerkats usually live in burrows and have large families of around 40 individuals. They are gifted with an excellent sense of smell and hunt together as a unit. While hunting snakes, the meerkats typically rely on numerical strength. They often hunt snakes during the daytime and surround them from all sides to create confusion. The scared snake tries to fight or escape, but meerkats block the serpent's escape route. This strategy not only tires the snake but also helps the meerkats to brutally rip and kill the snake in their zone. However, for a lone meerkat, hunting a snake is quite a difficult task. Part of the reason why meerkats have no tolerance for snakes is that snakes can often slither into the meerkat's burrow and hunt lone residents. 11. Eagles. Eagles are large predators and can kill many varieties of snakes. The eagles have extremely sharp beaks that can pierce and tear away the flesh of snakes instantly. They have the habit of kidnapping venomous and non-venomous serpents and flying away to their nests. Even though snakes do retaliate by striking their legs, the hard bones of the bird's legs make these strikes futile. The eagles love to launch sudden attacks on the air and thus automatically diminish the chances of any retaliation from the snake. When attacked, the snakes hardly have any time to react before being carried away in the eagle's talons. 10. Hawks. The hawks, like eagles, also hunt snakes. The most common hawks that regularly target snakes are the American kestrel Cooper's hawk and red-tailed hawk. They dive down from the sky and quickly pick up snakes to kill them. They have sharp beaks and claws to brutally bleed, tear, and fatally injure snakes. The hawks use the element of surprise while targeting snakes from the air. As far as retaliation is concerned, the snakes do retaliate and may foil their kidnapper, but in the end, the odds are invariably against the snakes and not the hawks. Size matters a lot in a snake versus hawk fight. Hawks can easily stop and attack the smaller and medium-sized serpents. However, it isn't easy for them to take out the bigger snakes. The hawk-snake conflict also depends upon the population of snakes. If the snake's population is abundant, then hawks may routinely attack them for a quick meal. 9. Owls. Owls are the most common nocturnal predators of snakes in terms of hunting strategy. The owls use the element of surprise to assault and kill snakes with their pointed beaks and sharp claws. The owls are known to kill, behead, and brutally rip and shred snakes into several pieces. The owls have a high success rate because their grip is too strong for the snakes. The owls also happen to be fast killers and do not give any time to snakes to escape or fight back. Sometimes owls become impatient and may even swallow snakes alive. They are so frightening for snakes, especially because owls have great night vision and can easily unearth a snake that's hiding. 8. Honey badger. Honey badgers are sworn enemies of snakes, and they dare to kill even the large venomous members such as mambas, cobras, and non-venomous pythons. Nothing scares these predators, and warning signs from snakes such as hissing and raising their heads are absolutely useless against honey badgers. The honey badgers have a high bite force of 108 BFQ and have 1.5-inch long claws. Besides these deadly weapons, the honey badgers are experienced fighters and are resistant to snake venom. A few venomous bites aren't enough to bring the honey badger down like the mongoose. The badgers also have thick fur covering their body, protecting them from bites. In recorded videos, it has been found that honey badgers may dig out snake hideouts and kill them by quickly biting off their head and tearing them into chewable pieces. There have been instances when honey badgers have fought back against pythons and have grievously injured or killed them. 7. Wolverines. Wolverines are close cousins of honey badgers. They are not just great predators, but also extremely vicious. They have a reputation for targeting deadly snakes for a quick meal. When a wolverine spots a snake, it's very difficult for the serpent to escape. This is because snakes cannot take refuge in burrows during wolverine attacks, since they can destroy burrows and unearth the snakes. Even venomous snakes cannot do much to wolverines because they have thick fur and are extremely agile like honey badgers. They too can kill deadly snakes by ripping their head off with a single bite. The sharp claws are strong enough to inflict grievous injuries. Wolverines are solitary hunters and prefer open hunting. There are instances when wolverines have killed cobras with ease, although snakes are known to flee when facing such an opponent. Even that is not sufficient to deter a determined wolverine. This is because wolverines can hit speeds of up to 30 miles per hour and relentlessly chase their prey. 6. Monitor lizards. Snakes and monitor lizards are both reptiles, but they do not promote any brotherly feelings toward each other. Size matters a lot in a battle between snakes and monitor lizards. Monitor lizards are larger than snakes, and they are invariably going to crush snakes with their bone-crunching bites. Even dangerous venomous snakes, such as spitting cobras or rattlesnakes, do not stand a chance against a large monitor lizard. There are two main reasons behind the monitor lizard dominating these fights. Firstly, they have a tough hide that prevents penetration of snake teeth and their venom. Secondly, the monitor lizard's single bite is strong enough to crush the vital organs of the snake, inflicting deadly wounds, but the tables can turn very quickly. In these types of face-offs, snakes also prey on monitor lizards, and a large part of the outcome in such fights invariably depends on the size of the two animals. If the snakes are bigger than the lizard, then the monitor may end up forfeiting its life. So, going up against snakes is dangerous for the lizard too. 5. Tarantula. The tarantulas are not regular predators of snakes. They come in various sizes, and some large ones are capable of killing pigeons and snakes with just one strike. The tarantulas are armed with strong jaws and venomous fangs. Their venom is hemolytic or neurotoxic in nature. Once they strike, their venom can have a paralytic effect. What makes them particularly deadly is that they strike their prey suddenly and have great hiding and camouflage abilities. They also lay a trap for their prey by weaving spider webs. Once the snake breaks the spider web, the tarantula may strike it suddenly by injecting venom into the snake's head. The venom's effect has the ability to dissolve the flesh of the snake, and the tarantula can suck the dissolved tissue right out of the snake's skin. However, tarantulas only attack snakes as a last resort or when they are starving. In most cases, these spiders stay away because most snakes have the ability to severely harm the tarantulas. 4. King cobras. The king cobras are some of the most notorious enemies of all other snakes because they have a habit of feeding on them. The snakes that are targeted commonly by king cobras include rats, snakes, pythons, gopher snakes, and vipers. This habit of cannibalizing other snakes is what classifies king cobras as ophiophagus. The king cobras are masters of stealth, often approaching their prey snakes silently. The other serpents rarely notice their attacker before the initial strike. The king cobras have a high dose of venom. This venom completely paralyzes the bitten animal in a matter of minutes. After this happens, the king cobra moves towards the fallen snake and starts a long process of feeding. The snake will slowly gulp down the prey, even before they die, depending on the size of the meal. The cobra may not need to feed for several subsequent days after that. 3. Hedgehogs. Hedgehogs are some of the most naturally well-protected animals in the wild. The hedgehogs have sharp quills and can effectively guard themselves against predators of all sizes. Those sharp quills can inflict serious injuries on predators. These quills pierce vital organs. Even big predators may die a painful death. However, hedgehogs are fearless predators too, and have a particular knack for hunting snakes at night. Though it is hard to imagine a small hedgehog targeting snakes, scientific research explains that most encounters between the two take place under the cover of darkness. The vipers are the most common targets of hedgehogs. Whenever a viper tries to fight back against a hedgehog, the quills come into play and wound the snake. Not just that, the hedgehog may curl like a thorny ball. Hedgehogs also have immunity against viper venom. Scientists from European countries claim that hedgehogs are partially immune to venom, even though in enough quantities the poison can still kill them. 2. Crocodiles, caimans, and alligators. Crocodiles, caimans, and alligators have an intense bite force. In a snake versus crocodile conflict, the size of the two animals and the ability to strike first can mean the difference between life and death. A python or any other large constrictor has a chance against these predators since they can coil around the crocodile or alligator by applying pressure. These snakes may force the predators into submission. However, if the python fails in doing this, the alligator's retaliation can be deadly for the snake. In the case of cobras and other venomous snakes, the crocodiles have a huge edge as they have tough armor and a powerful bite force that can shred snakes into several pieces. Still, there are recorded instances where pythons were seen squeezing caimans and alligators to death. Generally, such attacks from snakes are limited to baby crocodiles who aren't strong enough to fight back. 1. King snakes. What makes king snakes enemies of other snakes is that they have a long record of cannibalism. Some say that king snakes have earned the status of king Due to their habit of killing other snakes by treachery, the king snakes mimic the venomous coral snake and have the habit of confusing others too. What makes them particularly impressive snake hunters is that they have a habit of targeting deadly venomous serpents like rattlesnakes, copperheads, and cottonmouths. None of these deadly snakes' venom works against king snakes. This ensures that in king snake versus other snake duels, the king snake has a huge edge and can destroy them at will. The other common hunting tactic used by king snakes is constriction. They use this tactic to subdue their prey and prevent their enemy snakes from biting it. So, in a nutshell, the king snakes use this act of asphyxiation and do not wait for their prey to die. Instead, they may just swallow other snakes alive. Snakes are dangerous creatures, but they aren't immune to dangers themselves, even with their venom and constriction abilities. These animals are susceptible to attacks from predators. What do you think about these snake killers? Let us know which of them is your favorite in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and share this video with your friends and family. In case you are interested in similar videos, do press the bell icon and turn on all the notifications for regular updates. Have a great day. We hope to see you soon in another exciting video. Thanks for watching. Eagles. Eagles are large predators and can kill many varieties of snakes. The eagles have extremely sharp beaks that can pierce and tear away the flesh of snakes instantly. They have the habit of kidnapping venomous and non-venomous serpents and flying away to their nests. Even though snakes do retaliate by striking their legs, the hard bones of the bird's legs make these strikes futile. The eagles love to launch sudden attacks on the air and thus automatically diminish the chances of any retaliation from the snake. When attacked, the snakes hardly have any time to react before being carried away in the eagle's talons. 10. Hawks. The hawks, like eagles, also hunt snakes. The most common hawks that regularly target snakes are the American kestrel Cooper's hawk and red-tailed hawk. They dive down from the sky and quickly pick up snakes to kill them. They have sharp beaks and claws to brutally bleed, tear, and fatally injure snakes. The hawks use the element of surprise while targeting snakes from the air. As far as retaliation is concerned, the snakes do retaliate and may foil their kidnapper, but in the end, the odds are invariably against the snakes and not the hawks. Size matters a lot in a snake versus hawk fight. Hawks can easily stop and attack the smaller and medium-sized serpents. However, it isn't easy for them to take out the bigger snakes. The hawk-snake conflict also depends upon the population of snakes. If the snake's population is abundant, then hawks may routinely attack them for a quick meal. 9. Owls. Owls are the most common nocturnal predators of snakes in terms of hunting strategy. The owls use the element of surprise to assault and kill snakes with their pointed beaks and sharp claws. The owls are known to kill, behead, and brutally rip and shred snakes into several pieces. The owls have a high success rate because their grip is too strong for the snakes. The owls also happen to be fast killers and do not give any time to snakes to escape or fight back. Sometimes owls become impatient and may even swallow snakes alive. They are so frightening for snakes, especially because owls have great night vision and can easily unearth a snake that's hiding. 8. Honey badger. Honey badgers are sworn enemies of snakes, and they dare to kill even the large venomous members such as mambas, cobras, and non-venomous pythons. Nothing scares these predators, and warning signs from snakes such as hissing and raising their heads are absolutely useless against honey badgers. The honey badgers have a high bite force of 108 BFQ and have 1.5-inch long claws. Besides these deadly weapons, the honey badgers are experienced fighters and are resistant to snake venom. A few venomous bites aren't enough to bring the honey badger down like the mongoose. The badgers also have thick fur covering their body, protecting them from bites. In recorded videos, it has been found that honey badgers may dig out snake hideouts and kill them by quickly biting off their head and tearing them into chewable pieces. There have been instances when honey badgers have fought back against pythons and have grievously injured or killed them. Honey badger versus hippopotamus. Who would win a fight? What is a honey badger? A honey badger is basically an overgrown weasel and the only member of the genus Mellivora, scientifically called Mellivora capensis. They are also related to otters, ferrets, and skunks. Honey badgers, or radals, have a wide distribution in both sub-Saharan Africa and Asia. They primarily live in parts of Africa, the Middle East, and India. They get their name from their propensity to seek out and eat honey including bee larvae. They even have no problems with attacking Africanized honeybees, that is killer bee hives. Make sure to watch my video on killer bee attacks. A honey badger eats a variety of food items including porcupines, small crocodiles, berries, roots, scorpions, snakes, eggs, insects, rodents, birds, fruit, frogs, humans' corpses, honey, sheep, horses, etc. Basically, if they can kill it or come across the dead body of the animal, they'll eat it. While they're not large animals, they're known for punching above their weight. The African subspecies share their habitat with large predators like lions, leopards, and hyenas. Honey badger females are called sows. Male honey badgers are called boars. Their young are called kits. How dangerous is a honey badger? So what makes this member of the weasel family so tough? The average male honey badger weighs in at only about 30 pounds, and females tip the scales at something around 15 pounds. Well, for one thing, the honey badger has a tough rubbery hide that is exceptionally loose-fitting. A larger animal fighting with a honey badger finds it difficult to inflict a serious bite into flesh, muscle, or bones, and that is because the hide is so loose. The badger is quite difficult to hold onto firmly and can easily maneuver into position to inflict horrible damage to its opponent. The honey badger has powerful jaws and strong teeth capable of crunching through fur, muscle, and bones. Its front legs are really strong and equipped with 1.5-inch long claws that are excellent for digging into snake holes or horribly slashing and tearing up opponents. The honey badger is one nasty creature, with a reputation for being so fierce that it doesn't often take no for an answer, even when it's a much larger predator holding onto food that the badger wants. A honey badger is what would be described in people's terms as a dirty fighter, and supposedly has been observed as hitting below the belt on more than one occasion. Evidently, when a honey badger is grabbed by a much larger predator, the badger's opponent had best be prepared to cover up down below, taking advantage of its loose skin to twist and turn. The badger likes to maneuver into a position where it can tear off its opponent's scrotum. Yikes, that's got to hurt. They can be super stinky. At the base of their tail is a very smelly gland that contains a stinky liquid. They mostly use this to mark their territory, but if they feel threatened, they can release a stink bomb. In captivity, they live around 24 years. No one knows how long they typically live in the wild. What is a hippopotamus? Native to Africa, hippos are the third largest land mammals. Elephants and white rhinos are the two largest land mammals. There are two species of hippopotamids. The most widely known species of hippos is Hippopotamus amphibius, the pygmy hippo, or Choropsis liberiensis. A smaller species of hippopotamus is an average of 5 feet long, and it is the second species. Hippos usually live in groups or herds of around 10 to 20 individuals, led by one large dominant male. The other members are females, their young, and a few young non-breeding males. Dominant males are very protective of their group. To warn off rival males, they open their huge mouths and display their long, curved canines. They also make loud grunts and aggressive splashes in the water. In the wild, hippos live for around 40 years. In captivity, they tend to live longer and may reach up to 50 years old. These hippos can measure 6 to 16 feet long. Hippos can hold their breath for an average of 5 minutes. No wonder their nickname is the river horse. The river horse finds the purest pleasure in inflicting harm to lions, Nile crocodiles, and humans alike for no valid reason. A full-grown male hippo weighs 3,500 to 9,920 pounds. Its skin is 2 centimeters thick. It can open its mouth by nearly 180 degrees. Despite being mostly herbivorous, it has dangerously large and sharp incisors and canines that it uses to fight other hippos. Hippopotamus versus honey badger. Who would win a fight? Seriously speaking, there's a limit to the honey badger's abilities. Its aggression is a form of defense. Lions and leopards avoid lethal encounters because they are not prepared to deal with something that strikes back. They also do not want to injure themselves. An infected cut or bite in the wild means certain death. Nonetheless, lions and hyenas have killed honey badgers in the wild. The hippo, on the other hand, cannot be harmed by an animal whose teeth could barely penetrate its skin. Its limitless aggression is a form of offense. It has nothing to fear from something 1/10 its size. The hippopotamus will take the whole rattle by the head and snap it in half, devouring it completely. The battle will be over very quickly before it even began. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more amazing content. If you're itching to learn more, Visit the links in the description below. Thanks for watching. Many animals possess strength that even the strongest humans could only dream about. Different animals have different kinds of strength. Some have pure brute strength and are capable of lifting, dragging, carrying, or pulling enormous weights. Others may be much smaller yet have immense power compared to their size. Here are the world's strongest animals with supernatural strength. 1. Dung beetle. The dung beetle can lift 1,141 times its weight. The dung beetle certainly earns its place as one of the strongest animals in the world, especially when you consider its size versus how much it can carry. They typically grow to be up to 1 inch long and weigh less than an ounce, but they can carry an amazing 1,141 times their own body weight. To put that kind of strength into perspective, if a human could move that much weight, it would be the same as one person pulling 6 full double-decker buses by themselves. Dung beetles use this super strength to roll enormous balls of dung back to their homes, but they also utilize their strength to defend against thieves and impress females during mating periods. 2. Hercules beetle. Hercules beetle is known as the strongest insect because they can move 850 times its own weight. Hercules beetles can grow to be up to 7 inches long and weigh up to 4 ounces. The Hercules beetle are large and fairly impressive insects. They are known for their long horns, which act as a defense against predators. They can be also used when males fight each other over a potential mate. Male Hercules beetles maintain a territory during the mating season and fight to protect it from other males. The insects are named after Hercules, the hero of ancient Greece mythology who was infamous for his strength. While they cannot carry quite as much as a dung beetle relative to their size, these insects are still believed to be able to move a whopping 850 times their own body weight. 3. Leafcutter ant. Tiny leafcutter ants can lift and carry in their jaws 50 times their own body weight of about 500 milligrams. That's the same as a human lifting a truck with its teeth. 4. Gorilla. A gorilla can lift about 2,000 kg, as heavy as 30 humans, over 10 times their body weight. Gorilla strength is estimated to be about 10 times their body weight. Fully grown silverbacks are actually stronger than 20 adult humans combined. A silverback gorilla can lift 4,000 pounds, 810 kilograms on a bench press, while a well-trained man can only lift up to 885 pounds, 401.5 kilograms. 5. Eagle. An eagle is the strongest bird, able to lift 4 times its own body weight during flight. The beautiful and graceful eagle holds the title of the strongest bird. There are about 60 different species of eagle in the world today, and they are some of the largest birds of prey in existence. Some eagle species prey on comparatively large animals like monkeys and sloths, so it should come as no surprise that they are able to easily lift things that are many times their own weight during flight. For example, the amazingly powerful harpy eagle weighs about 11 pounds, yet it can carry away prey that weighs up to 35 pounds. That's about the weight of a medium-sized dog, like a corgi. 5. Elephant. An elephant is the strongest mammal on land, and they can carry weight up to 7 tons. Elephant's intense level of power allows it to easily uproot fully grown trees or forcefully spray up to a gallon of water. In addition, elephants can carry up to 14,000 pounds, which is 7 tons. To put that into perspective, that weight translates to about 130 adult humans. 6. Goliath grouper. The Goliath grouper is considered the strongest fish, and that's because they can attack adult sharks. As soon as you take one good look at the Atlantic Goliath grouper, you will likely understand how it got the title of strongest fish. They can grow to be up to 9 feet long, and the largest recorded size of one of these massive fish is 800 pounds. That's about the weight of a female moose. They will eat just about anything in the ocean, and they are big and strong enough to even eat sharks. Goliath groupers have attacked octopuses, sea turtles, barracudas, and even human divers. 7. Anaconda. Anaconda is the strongest snake and can squeeze with the power of 10 men. An anaconda snake can squeeze something the same as its own 250 kilograms body weight to death. Anacondas are considered the strongest snakes in the world, and they can also grow to be some of the largest as well. In fact, the green anaconda also holds the title of the heaviest snake in the world at 1,100 pounds. A big enough anaconda has been known to kill large deer, jaguars, and even black caimans. Anacondas can constrict around their prey with the strength of at least 10 powerful men. 8. Grizzly bear. When it comes to pure strength, the grizzly bear can lift over 500 kilograms, 0.8 times its body weight. Despite their cuddly appearance, grizzly bears are strong and deadly creatures. They can weigh up to 500 pounds and reach top speeds of up to 30 miles per hour. Even though they are far smaller than their polar bear cousins, they are much more aggressive and far more likely to win a fight. They have immensely strong front legs and are built to take down large creatures like elk, musk ox, bison, and reindeer. 9. Blue whale. Blue whale is the strongest vertebrate and can move 30 tons. The blue whale is not only the largest animal in the world, weighing in at about 200 tons, but it is one of the most powerful as well. Blue whales can generate 600 horsepower, which is the same as many top-tier cars such as the Aston Martin DB11 and the Porsche 911 Turbo. In addition, they can travel easily at speeds up to 23 miles per hour for long distances, and they can move at least 30 tons through the water. 10. Musk ox. There's a reason for the popular saying, as strong as an ox. An ox can pull and carry 900 kilograms, 1.5 times its body weight across rugged terrain. 11. Zebra. Zebra has the strongest kick and can kick with about 3,000 pounds of force, behind the kick of a red kangaroo and a giraffe. You might be surprised to read that the zebra beats them both. When threatened, an adult zebra can kill a fully grown male African lion with a single blow to the body. Though it is difficult to get a precise measurement, it is thought that a zebra can kick with nearly 3,000 pounds of force. That's all about the world's strongest animals with supernatural strength. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more amazing content. Like, comment, and share as well. If you're itching to learn more, visit the links in the description below. Thanks for watching. Komodo dragons. The largest, venomous, and most dangerous lizard in the world. The Komodo dragon, also known as the Komodo monitor, is a member of the monitor lizard family Varanidae. Their scientific name is Varanus komodoensis. Komodo dragons are a mysterious, fascinating wildlife species. Their name itself draws a large amount of attention. But there is much more to these animals than just the name. 1. Komodo dragons are not dragons. Komodo dragons are in fact lizards, and they are by far the largest lizards on Earth. These lizards can grow up to 10 feet long, 3 meters, approximately the length of a small car. They're heavy too. They can weigh up to 154 pounds on average, but have been weighed up to 135 kilograms, which is approximately the same weight as a panda bear. 2. Komodo dragons are venomous. Komodo dragons are known for their notorious, venomous hunting strikes. It used to be believed that these lizards had various strains of bacteria in their saliva that killed prey, but this theory was discredited by the University of Queensland, and it is now believed that they secrete venom proteins similar to that of venomous snakes. Komodo dragons kill using a 1-2 punch of sharp teeth and a venomous bite. Scientists have confirmed for the first time. The team found that the dragon's venom rapidly decreases blood pressure and expedites blood loss. The venom stops the victim's blood from clotting, so it sends a victim into shock, rendering it too weak to fight and eventually bleeds to death. Apart from their ripping teeth, Komodos also have a unique technique in biting and ripping their victims' flesh off. 3. Does Komodo dragon have teeth? Komodo dragons have 60 razor-sharp teeth up to 1 inch, 2.5 centimeters long. Lost or damaged teeth are constantly replaced. Their teeth allow dragons to tear off large chunks of flesh which they swallow whole. Their sharp claws are used to attack and hold prey. These lizards were said to have extremely dirty saliva that could poison the blood within a few hours with the help of their teeth. However, the Komodo's venom glands are discovered to be oozing with toxins, not bacteria, that are capable of speeding up the bleeding of wounds and preventing it from clotting. This is why most of Komodo's victims die of blood loss. 4. They live on their own island. Komodo dragons are only present on 5 Indonesian islands, and in no other country in the world. 4 of these islands make up what is known as Komodo National Park, and the 5th island is that of Flores. The main island that is home to the largest amount of Komodo dragons in the world is named after these lizards. It is so named Komodo Island. 5. Komodo dragons may have originated in Australia, according to various research publications, including that of the prestigious Smithsonian Magazine. There is new fossil evidence that suggests the Komodo dragon originated in Australia. Numerous fossils were unearthed by a team of international scientists in eastern Australia, dating back from 300,000 years ago to roughly 4 million years ago. that are identical to current-day Komodo dragons. 6. They have an excellent sense of smell. As with most reptiles, the Komodo dragons use their forked tongues instead of noses to smell. Their tongues are yellow and forked. They can detect a rotting prey from 2.5 miles 4 kilometers away. Their sense of hearing and sight, however, is less than impressive. 7. Their tails are as long as their bodies. Komodo dragons can reach the length of a small car, and their tail plays a large role in this length. Not only is their tail as long as the rest of their body, but their tails are strong enough to take down a deer. They have strong and agile necks and sturdy limbs. Komodo dragons will swing their tail back and forth as a scare tactic, but will also do this when they are scared themselves. 8. Komodo dragons are carnivores. These giant lizards are ruthless carnivores. Being such aggressive meat eaters, they will eat any meat, from large deer to even humans and water buffalo. They certainly have the strength and venom to do so. An interesting fact is that sometimes they eat each other. The larger of the lizards, of course, will eat the younger and smaller. In addition to eating any meat, these giant lizards can eat nearly their entire body weight in just one sitting. 9. What kind of speed does a Komodo dragon run at? Komodo dragons can briefly run at speeds of up to 13 miles per hour, 20 kilometers per hour. When threatened, they can throw up the contents of their stomachs to lessen their weight in order to flee. 10. Komodo dragons can swim. As if these reptiles weren't well enough adapted with their large bodies, strong tails, and venom, they can also swim. Komodos have been spotted as far as miles off the shore of the 5 islands they reside on. Just swimming along Lake Dory, they can swim between the 5 islands with ease. As if this were not enough, Komodo dragons can also run as fast as 12 miles per hour, 19 kilometers per hour. 11. There is more to learn. These dragons have only been the focus of research for the past century or so, even though their fossils date back to nearly 4 million years ago. As previously mentioned, it was debated until recently whether or not they produce venom proteins, or simply carry a lethal amount of bacteria. If something as simple as this fact was only recently credited, who knows what else there is to learn about this fascinating species. 12. They are a vulnerable species. The Komodo dragon is only found on 5 islands in Indonesia, therefore making its population quite small in relation to other reptiles. Moreover, the lack of egg-laying females, habitat destruction, and human poaching has threatened the existing species population. Komodo National Park is a very common tourist destination in Indonesia, and there have been reports of poachers illegally taking the lizards from the park. 13. What is the bite force of a Komodo dragon? The team's computer modeling of the Komodo bite suggests a relatively weak bite, a maximum bite force of only 500 to 600 psi, or 39 newtons, which is weak compared to an Australian saltwater crocodile of the same size that can generate a bite force of 252 newtons, 3,700 psi. But the powerful neck and razor-sharp teeth are ideal for a slashing attack. Studies say that a Komodo's venom can kill an adult human within hours. Apart from that, the Komodo dragon's bite itself can leave deep wounds that can cause excruciating pain. Because of the recorded fatalities, the Komodo dragon has been a fearsome reptile in Indonesia, inducing terror in its natives. Yet, experts claim that Komodo attacks are still rare. For decades, scientists believed in the myth that Komodo dragons were not venomous, and instead killed with their saliva filled with bacteria. However, in 2009, Brian Fry and his colleagues proved that Komodo dragons possess venom glands loaded with toxins and therefore use the venom to kill their victims. The Komodo dragon's venom glands are located between their teeth and are designed to exaggerate the blood loss and shock-inducing mechanical damage caused by the bite. 14. Komodo dragon human attacks. Although rare, Komodo attacks on humans have been reported. Unlike most lizard species, Komodo dragons are aggressive and may track even when unprovoked. Some Komodo dragon attacks have left villagers with deep bite wounds, and some others dead, both in captivity and in the wild. The Komodo National Park has gathered 24 reported attacks from 1974 to 2012. Unfortunately, 5 of these attacks are fatal. The fatal attacks include the death of an 8-year-old boy on Komodo Island in 2007 after being attacked by a giant lizard. The boy succumbed to his injuries and massive bleeding. In 2009, on the other hand, a 31-year-old man gathering sugar apples on Komodo Island fell from a tree. He fell on 2 Komodo dragons, which ravaged him. The victim was reported to have bites on his hands, legs, neck, and all over his body. The man died shortly after the attack. Some other reports of Komodo attacks have left individuals gravely injured. That will be all about Komodo dragons. If you're itching to learn more, visit the links in the description below. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more amazing videos. Thanks for watching. Wolverine versus honey badger. Who would win a fight? Badgers and wolverines don't resemble each other, even though they both belong to the Mustelidae family, which also includes skunks, minks, and weasels. Like other mustelids, they have 5 toes on each foot and use a musky odor to mark territory, attract mates, and defend themselves. But these distant cousins live in vastly different habitats. Wolverines struggle to survive in only the wildest places. They are equally renowned for their ferocity, their ability to take punishment, and their unbelievable gluttony. Size. The wolverine is much larger, up to 107 centimeters in length, up to 45 centimeters at the shoulder, and weighs up to 25 kilograms. Wolverines have a compact and powerful build that resembles a small bear. The color of their long fur ranges from blonde at birth to dark brown, or black with blonde tips, a gray or black tail, and a light face as they age. Their heads are round with dark eyes and round ears. The honey badger measures up to 96 centimeters in length, up to 28 centimeters at the shoulder, and weighs up to 16 kilograms. Diet. Wolverines are omnivores. They eat both meat and vegetation. Typical meals for a wolverine include large game like caribou, moose, and mountain goats, smaller animals like ground squirrels and rodents, and even birds' eggs and berries. They like meat best, though, and will go to great lengths to get it. Wolverines have a keen sense of smell. They can smell prey 20 feet under the snow. Wolverines also seem to be aware of how to store food. Research shows that wolverines use snow as refrigerators to keep their food fresh. During times when food is scarce, the wolverines will go back to their stockpile to retrieve a meal. Honey badgers are generalist carnivores with an extremely wide diet. More than 60 species of prey were recorded from the southern Kalahari alone. Badgers eat a host of smaller food items like insect larvae, beetles, scorpions, lizards, rodents, and birds. They will catch the larger reptiles like leguans, crocodiles, and pythons, and include the highly venomous adders, cobras, and black mamba in their diet. Larger mammals like the spring hare, polecat, and particularly juvenile foxes, jackals, antelope, and wild cats are also caught. Range and habitat. Wolverines prefer colder areas because they use the snow for dens. Besides food storage, they live in the Arctic and subarctic, in grasslands, alpine forest, taiga, boreal forest, and tundra of Europe, Asia, and North America in the northern latitudes. Wolverines are solitary creatures and need great swaths of territory to roam. Males mark their territory with their scent and only share their turf with females. Their territories can range from 65 kilometers to more than 600 kilometers. Badgers prefer dry, open grasslands, though they are very adaptable. Honey badgers are found in southern Africa. Territorial differences. The most staggering difference between these two species may be the size of the territories they occupy. Male wolverines have a home range of about 920 square miles, while the territories for female wolverines are about 390 square miles. Male and female wolverines will fight other wolverines to the death to defend their home ranges. The territories of male badgers are 1/2 square miles, while females live in a territory of approximately 1 square mile. Badgers don't defend their territories, and their home ranges may overlap with other badgers. Behavior. In terms of behavior, the wolverine is fearless. It has been recorded killing a polar bear by latching onto the throat with its jaws and suffocating the animal. Its primary means of killing is suffocation by biting the throat and not letting go, and also by crushing with its powerful jaws and specially adapted molars. Honey badgers need to be exceptionally tough to survive. Lions, leopards, and hyenas are all well known to attack and attempt to kill honey badgers. These attempts are sometimes successful, but very often they are not. The honey badger will fight non-stop until it is dead or the attacker tires, at which point the honey badger will make a break for it. Weapons. The wolverine's teeth are unique. They have a special molar that is revered 90 degrees, which are used for breaking through bone. Their jaws are powerful, and the combination of strong jaw muscles and special molars allow them to eat every part of the animal, including hooves, bones, and teeth. According to specialists, wolverine claws are believed to be semi-retractable but are actually fixed. However, the toe biomechanics effectively allows them to perform a similar action, which of course allows them to be kept sharp. These claws are also curved and therefore ideal for hooking and shredding. The honey badger's weaponry includes a set of much smaller but sharper teeth than that of the wolverine, sharp claws, and equal ferocity and stubbornness to that of the wolverine. The honey badger has a reversible anal gland. The smell produced by it is described as suffocating. Defense. The wolverine's main defense against predators is its ferocity. It uses this together with its sharp claws, sharp teeth, powerful jaws, and thick skin and fur to protect its kills against much bigger predators, including wolves and bears. Although the wolverine is known to have a thick hide, wolverines have been recorded killed by North American porcupine quills in a number of instances. On the other hand, the badgerit is built to take a beating. The honey badger has an exceptionally tough, thick, and loose hide, specifically evolved to defend it against biting, clawing, and stinging. It is almost 6 millimeters thick and extremely tough. A good example of how tough is the fact that African porcupine quills rarely penetrate it. Bear in mind that African porcupines are 3 times the size of their North American cousins. Their second defense is tirelessness. They can literally keep fighting for hours on end. This is a problem for a predator already battling to gnaw through the skin. The effort is tiring, and the whole time, the honey badger is struggling and counterattacking with its own claws and teeth. The third defense of the honey badger is that when attacked, it will go for its attacker's groin. There are records from the Kruger National Park in South Africa of adult male Cape buffaloes having bled to death after being savaged by honey badgers in this manner. Who will win the fight? It is interesting to know who will win the fight between wolverine versus honey badger. Both animals have mustelids and hunt in the same way. One thing which goes in favor of wolverine is its strong size. We know that honey badgers can handle larger prey as well, like lions, leopards, and tigers, but after seeing the same specifications of the immune system and hunting capability, people go with wolverine, but it is not over yet. It boils down to whether the wolverine could get through the honey badger's defenses to kill him, and whether the honey badger even has the tools to kill a wolverine. In my opinion, if wolverine and honey badger were to meet, the wolverine would not be able to kill the honey badger and would eventually retreat and move on to another prey, and that's because of the honey badger's ability to fight non-stop. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content. Thanks for watching, and see you in our next video. In this video, we'll take you on a thrilling journey into the world of one of nature's most tenacious predators. With great strength, agility, adaptability, and fearlessness, this remarkable animal is a true marvel of the wild. Join us as we explore the fascinating world of the wolverine and uncover the secrets of its remarkable hunting skills and unmatched ferocity. If you think of ferocious animals, it's most likely that carnivores like lions, crocodiles, and wolves come to mind first. After all, they're the apex predators of their habitat, sitting at the very top of their food chains. However, the aggression of these species is nothing compared to one animal that's much smaller, but much more fierce. This is Love Epic Wildlife, and today we will tell you the story of the wolverine, fearless hunter of the wild. We're going to cover everything from its appearance and diet to cases of it attacking wolves and bears. Before we start, consider subscribing to our channel and clicking the notification bell so you're the first one to see our new video. The wolverine belongs to the Mustelidae family, which consists of predatory mammals like otters, ferrets, and minks. However, the wolverine is the largest land mustelid, growing up to 66 pounds in weight, 41 inches in length without the tail, and stands 18 inches at shoulder height. It also has a 10 inches tail, without which its general appearance is reminiscent of a small bear. Thick fur helps the wolverine remain warm even in colder temperatures it inhabits, like tundras and taigas in Alaska, Canada, and northern Europe. This animal also has huge paws with claws that evolved to traverse the snowy landscape. As it lives across 2 continents, there are 2 subspecies, the American wolverine and the Eurasian wolverine. Some scientists argue that there are 3 subspecies in Eurasia and 4 in North America, but most recent research rejects such theories. Regardless of that, the subspecies don't differ much, albeit the Eurasian wolverine is slightly bigger, especially those individuals living in Siberia. Some Russian texts list the wolverine as exceeding 70 pounds. Also, the Eurasian wolverine is more proactive in hunting than its American counterpart. So, how and on what is this mustelid preying? The wolverine is an opportunistic predator, meaning it will attack most animals it encounters. As a result, its diet consists of dozens of different species, including squirrels, mice, lemmings, beavers, moles, rabbits, and many others. The wolverine even occasionally preys on other predators like coyotes, lynxes, foxes, and wolf pups. Also, this species isn't afraid of taking on much bigger animals than itself, including deer, moose, and bison. When there isn't any prey around, the wolverine also indulges in plants and berries. Finally, this mustelid is also a scavenger, feeding on the dead bodies of animals. It has a very high metabolism, which means that they require a lot of calories to survive. While a wolf might chill for a couple of days after a full meal, the wolverine will start preying hours after eating. Living in scarce tundras and taigas means the animal density is low, making the wolverine travel long distances in search of food, up to 40 miles per day. As a result, if the hunt was successful and there's more food than it can eat at the moment, the wolverine stores it and comes back to eat it later. Because it lives in subarctic climates, the food doesn't spoil and remains good to eat for a long period of time. It also means that the wolverine has to bite through frozen meat and bone, which is made possible by a bite force of 50 psi and uniquely placed molar teeth that are turned at a 90-degree angle. The wolverine is unlike any other mustelid and is unmatched in strength and ferocity in its family. So, is the wolverine that ferocious? As we've said, it's known to feed on large animals like bison, which have an average weight of 35 pounds. That's 60 times heavier than the wolverine. While that's incredibly impressive, bison is a herbivore that hasn't evolved to protect itself from such predators as the wolverine. So is the wolverine that fierce? Well, there's a documented case of the wolverine attempting to steal a black bear's dinner in Yellowstone National Park. Now, this species weighs about 10 times more than the wolverine and is much more imposing than a timid bison, so it was one ballsy wolverine to challenge the bear. However, that time, the wolverine bit off more than it could chew and met its end soon after. There are also myths of the wolverine successfully taking down an adult wolf, but no such stories are confirmed. That doesn't mean that the wolverine is afraid of wolves. Actually, it's quite the opposite, as scientists have found out that wolverines prefer areas inhabited by wolves over those where they are absent. So while you shouldn't believe random anecdotes on the web about the wolverine jumping into a pack of wolves and taking care of it on its own, the wolverine still deserves to be called the most ferocious and fearless animal in the world. What makes this species a little less intimidating is the fact that it's a solitary animal. Compared to wolves that live in packs ranging from 2 to 10 individuals, the wolverines only get together during the mating season starting in May and lasting until August. The males are polygamous, with some Chad wolverines reproducing with several females, while other males don't get to continue their lineage and are left without a partner. Wolverine females give birth during spring to up to 3 young that are called kits. They are weaned for a couple of months before separating from their mothers and starting their own lives. Kits grow up quickly and reach their full size in about a year, but maturity comes later. Females are capable of reproducing at about 15 months of age, while males mature slower and reach maturity puberty at 2 years of age. However, many kids don't survive infancy due to the scarcity of food and predation from predators, including other wolverines. It makes raising offspring a really risky decision, which results in just about half of the females and 1 in 5 males reproducing per year. Luckily, low reproduction rates don't make wolverines endangered species, and they're listed as least concern by International Union for Conservation of Nature. One of the reasons why wolverines aren't endangered is their enormous distribution. As you already know, they're found in both North America and Eurasia, but they also have huge home ranges. The territory of a single male can be as large as 580 square miles, and Eurasian wolverines tend to have bigger territories than American brothers. Now is a good time to ask, how did it even come to inhabit 2 separate continents separated by vast oceans? The answer is pretty straightforward. The ancestors of modern wolverines evolved in Eurasia, and some of them migrated to Alaska through the Bering Land Bridge connecting easternmost Russia with Alaska. It had formed during the last ice age about 125,000 years ago and was over 620 miles wide. Some genetic studies argue that the American wolverine subspecies populated the continent from a single lineage of migrating ancestors. But what kind of animal was that ancestor? Due to the lack of fossils, there isn't a scientific census, but some scientists think that it belonged to an extinct genus called Plesiogulo. It consisted of carnivorous mustelids much larger than their modern descendants, including the wolverine. The genus first appeared in the Americas and migrated to Asia about 7 million years ago. Then, it dispersed through the continent, reaching Europe and even Africa. Unfortunately, fossils don't tell much more about more recent ancestor species of the wolverine. All we can hope for is that they weren't any more ferocious than modern wolverines. Just imagine being an early human who had to face an animal which is basically a much larger wolverine that's looking for its next meal. The wolverine is so special that despite not being the biggest or having the strongest bite, it still evolved the most fierce temperament in the animal kingdom and is the most ferocious beast roaming the surface of our Earth. In summary, what's unique about wolverine animals? What makes them unique and interesting? Wolverines are known for their unique and impressive adaptations that make them one of the most interesting animals in the world. Here are a few reasons why. Incredible strength. Despite their relatively small size, wolverines are incredibly strong and can take down prey much larger than themselves. They have been known to kill moose and caribou, and can even move the frozen carcasses of these large animals. Adaptability. Wolverines are highly adaptable and can survive in a wide range of habitats, including the tundra, taiga, and alpine environments. They are also able to travel long distances in search of food, and can survive in harsh winter conditions. Fearlessness. Wolverines are fearless and will not hesitate to take on predators much larger than themselves, including wolves and bears. They are known for their aggressive behavior and tenacity, which allows them to defend their territory and food sources. Unique physical characteristics. Wolverines have several physical characteristics that make them unique and interesting. They have large paws that act like snowshoes, allowing them to travel across deep snow. They also have sharp, non-retractable claws that help them climb trees and dig through snow and soil. Overall, wolverines are fascinating animals that have adapted to survive in some of the harshest environments on Earth. Their strength, adaptability, fearlessness, and unique physical characteristics make them one of the most interesting animals to study. That was it for today's video. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and suggestions for future videos in the comments section down below. If you enjoyed watching, subscribe to our channel and check out our previous videos. Thanks for watching. Here are 6 animals that could beat a grizzly bear in a fight. Grizzly bears are brown bears native to North America, particularly Alaska and Canada. Contrary to popular belief, they are just one of several brown bear subspecies that can be distinguished from black bears. Grizzly bears have a wide range and require a lot of space to survive. They are omnivores as well as the apex and keystone predators. They also hibernate during the winter. Fortunately, these bears are classified as least concern on the IUCN Red List and are not yet endangered. There are currently approximately 60,000 wild grizzly bears in North America. The grizzly bear is a massive animal with humped shoulders and an elevated forehead, giving it a somewhat concave profile. The fur is brownish to buff, and the hairs are usually silver or pale-tipped, giving the bear its grizzled appearance. Adult grizzlies can grow to be 8 feet long and weigh up to 900 pounds. Because of their bulk and their long, straight claws, grizzly bears rarely climb trees. They are, however, surprisingly agile and can run as fast as 56 kilometers per hour over short distances. Their vision is poor, and they have been known to attack humans without warning. Females with cubs are the most aggressive. Now let's see what animals can defeat this monster. 6. American bison. The American bison is the largest animal in North America, with bulls standing over 6 feet tall at the shoulders and weighing between 1,014 to 2,178 pounds. They have a large build, large muscles, hooves they can kick with, and a large head armed with horns that they can ram or gore things with. Not to mention that these guys can run fast, with one report claiming that they can reach speeds of up to 40 miles per hour. Because of these characteristics, they can easily outcompete any existing species of bear, even causing the omnivorous predator to flee. Normally, bears would kill calves, subadults, or sick and weak bison. If they attempted to pursue the adults, they would either be seriously injured or killed. So while a bison may be able to gravely injure a grizzly, there's little to no chance of these herbivores delivering a final blow. 5. Moose. Moose are North America's tallest animals, with large bulls standing 7 feet tall at the shoulders and weighing between 838 and 1,543 pounds. It has 2 large, thick antlers that it frequently uses to fight other moose during mating season or to defend its territory. It also has large muscles, giving it a lot of strength to fight other moose or defend itself. Its thick build also makes it more difficult for predators to take it down, not to mention that they can run 35 miles per hour, which is the same speed as a grizzly bear. A bull moose can pass by and not even one bear would dare to fight it, despite the fact that it is not unwinnable for the bear, mostly because it doesn't want to fight. And thanks to its size, strength, and massive antlers, a moose can easily kill or gravely injure a bear. A moose could kill a bear with a well-placed kick or by using its antlers. 4. Tiger. Although both creatures are predators at the top of the food chain, they have never spontaneously crossed paths in the wild. Both animals have a variety of death weapons at their disposal and are natural killers. In terms of power, the Siberian tiger reigns supreme in the Russian Far East. Like its subspecies, an adult grizzly bear is much bigger and stronger than a Siberian tiger. The Siberian tiger is the largest and strongest of all the great cats, standing at a height of 4 feet and weighing an estimated 660 pounds. Anyways, there have been stories of tigers ambushing brown bears in the wild and then attacking them while they were sleeping, attacking the females, which are smaller and weaker, or even attacking the cubs. Also, 1% of the tiger's diet consists of these bears. Tigers, more than any other predator, have the best chance of bringing down a grizzly bear because of their immense power, propensity for ambushing their prey, and success against a larger subspecies of brown bears. Despite this, tigers don't always come out on top, as the bear would either fight it off until one of them dies or if the tiger runs away. In general, tigers know exactly where to bite in order to kill their victim and how and where to strike with its paw. 3. Hippopotamus. The hippopotamuses, which stand around 5 feet tall and weigh more than 4,000 pounds, are the third largest terrestrial creatures in the world. Its mouth is filled with razor-sharp tusks, which it uses as its primary weapon, not just to frighten prey, but also in combat to establish dominance, win the right to mate with females, and even to kill prey if provoked. A female hippo can bite at 1,800 pounds per square inch, which is powerful enough to split a crocodile in half. Since the males are so aggressive, only their biting forces have been measured. Speaking of which, hippos often inflict these kinds of wounds to each other. The hippo is also well protected against potential predators by its 2 inches thick skin. Even if the bear scratches it, it won't be much damaged by those claws. So with those attributes, a hippopotamus is completely unbeatable for most, if not all, species of extant bears. To scare the bear away or to bite it fatally, the hippo simply needs to open its jaws and chase the animal. If they were to get in a fight, the hippo wins, hands down. 2. Rhinoceros. The white rhino is another great opponent the brown bear cannot win against. A white rhino weighs 2.5 tons, making it significantly larger than a bear. It also has a massive horn. It can still hit or trap the bear even if it occasionally doesn't have its horn sharp or at all for any reason. A rhino would win a fight against a grizzly bear. Grizzly bears are tough animals. They're also far more aggressive than the average solitary rhino. But in a fight to the death, the rhino would understand that the grizzly is a threat that must be eliminated or intimidated. This animal would fight back with everything it has. Rhino rhinos don't have a great sense of sight, so the encroaching grizzly bear may go unnoticed until it is too late for the rhino to get a good charge speed going. The grizzly simply can't do enough damage to bring down the rhino, but the same can't be said for the rhino. 1. Elephant. African bush elephants are the world's largest land animals, towering an average of 10.5 feet tall and weighing 6.6 tons each. An elephant's trunk swipe is all it takes to kill a lion. Large creatures like hippos and rhinos, which are unquestionably heavier than bears, can be pushed around or knocked down by elephants. It possesses 2 massive tusks that can be used as deadly weapons and tools for tearing down trees and digging. Elephants have skin that is an inch or 2.5 centimeters thick, which protects them from predators even if it is not as thick as the rhino's or hippo's skin. The bear has no chance at all. Elephants can manipulate objects with their trunk. The bear could then charge into it with his head and trunk while encountering little to no opposition if they were able to keep him at a distance. Elephants are actually quick for their size, and any attack that the bear could give would do little to no damage to the elephant, and the counter to his attack would be so massive the next intentional attack would be deadly. Before we round up this video, let's talk about the saltwater crocodile. Both the crocodile and bear are apex predators in their areas in the vast majority of cases. In terms of their weight, if we talk about the biggest specimens of both species, it is clear that the crocodile has the advantage. But suppose the two beasts weigh almost the same. The biggest advantage of crocodiles is their mouths. The biting power of a crocodile is much higher than that of bears, 37 oci compared to 11 oci. Even their teeth are about 1 inch longer than bears. Crocodiles also have thick scales on their body that reduce the effectiveness of attacks against them. Crocodiles mostly use ambush attacks on land where they can drag animals down into the water or off cliffs so they can drown in deep waters. Although both species carry weapons that could kill each other, but it would come down to who is faster. I think the most important factor will be the fighting environment. If the fight takes place in the water, or even near the water, the crocodile will definitely win. Bears are undoubtedly strong, but they've never faced anything like a crocodile to know their weaknesses. A crocodile would wait for a bear to drink from the water, and then quickly emerge from the water, attacking bears on the head where they have the least amount of fat and fur to protect them. The crocodile could use its immense weight to pull the bear into the water with them and inflict massive trauma. What is your opinion? I'm waiting for the answer in the comments. Also, don't forget to share, like, and comment for more interesting videos. Thanks for watching. Here are 10 most powerful bear species in the world. Bears are some of the most majestic and powerful creatures on the planet. With their muscular bodies, sharp claws, and incredible strength, these furry giants can be both inspiring and terrifying at the same time. But have you ever wondered which bear species reigns supreme as the most powerful of them all? Well, wonder no more. In this article, we will take a deep dive into the world of bears and explore the top 10 most powerful bear species on Earth. From the massive Kodiak bear, which can weigh over 1,000 pounds, to the agile and elusive sloth bear of India, these 10 bear species are the true rulers of the wild. We'll delve into their unique characteristics, hunting habits, and territorial behaviors to get a better understanding of what makes each of these species so powerful. So, buckle up and get ready for an exciting ride through the world of bears. You'll learn fascinating facts about their size, strength, and intelligence, and discover why these incredible animals are some of the most feared and respected predators on the planet. By the end of this video, you'll have a newfound appreciation for these magnificent creatures and the power they hold in the animal kingdom. 10. Giant Panda. The giant panda is one of the world's most powerful bears. Found in China, the giant panda is known to reach weights of over 500 pounds. A giant panda in the wild has an average lifespan of about 20 years. The giant panda is a critically endangered species, with only about 1,600 remaining in the wild. The giant panda is not one of the world's most powerful bears. While it is true that giant pandas belong to the bear family, they are not as strong or powerful as some of their larger bear relatives such as brown bears, polar bears, or grizzly bears. Giant pandas are known for their unique and distinct characteristics, such as their black and white fur, their diet consisting mainly of bamboo, and their low reproductive rate. They are not known for their strength or power. In fact, compared to other bears, giant pandas are relatively small and have a more herbivorous diet, which means they have weaker jaws and teeth designed for chewing plants rather than tearing flesh. Despite their lack of physical power, giant pandas are still considered one of the most beloved and iconic animals in the world due to their unique appearance and endangered status. They have been observed climbing trees and moving rocks weighing more than 100 pounds. Their attributes from their large size and bodies have been adapted for climbing. 9. Sloth bear. The sloth bear, which is smaller than brown and black bears, distinguishes off mainly to its shaggy mane and sickle-shaped claws. While the average male weighs between 176–320 pounds, the average female might weigh anywhere between 121 to 231 pounds. They stand between 4.6 and 6.2 feet. Native to the Indian subcontinent, sloth bears can be found in Nepal, Sri Lanka, and India. They are traditional omnivores that mostly eat fruit, termites, and ants. Sloth bears, also known to as labiated bears, use their lengthy lower lip to suck up insects. Their curved claws, meanwhile, are ideal for digging up delicious treats. The IUCN considers habitat loss and environmental damage as major threats. 8. Sun bear. The sun bear is the smallest member of the bear family, but don't be fooled by its tiny stature. With a length of up to 5 feet and a weight of up to 150 pounds, this small bear is still a formidable predator. This small size allows them to move around among the trees in their arboreal lifestyle. Sun bears, despite their name, are nocturnal creatures that roam the forests at night. Their fur is mostly black, with a crescent-shaped golden patch on their chest. According to legend, this patch resembles the rising sun, hence the name sun bear. Found in the tropical forests of Southeast Asia, the sun bear is an excellent climber, spending a lot of time high up in trees. These bears are also known as honey bears, as they are attracted to bee nests and often raid them for honey. 7. Spectacled bear. The spectacled bear is South America's largest land carnivore and the only member of the bear family that lives there. Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, and Argentina are among them. They are, however, almost entirely limited to the Andes Mountains. It is a large animal, with males weighing up to 440 pounds. They range in length from 4 to 6.4 feet. Despite its size, the spectacled bear is an excellent climber who spends a lot of time in trees. The name spectacled bear comes from the distinctive markings around its eyes, which resemble glasses or spectacles. 6. Asiatic black bear. Because of their origin and color, these black bears are also known as Asian black bears, white-chested bears, and moon bears. Asiatic black bears are found throughout southern Asia, including Japan, Nepal, northern India, Pakistan, Iran, along the mountains of Afghanistan. Their height ranges from 4.2 to 6.2 feet, and they weigh between 220 and 440 pounds. Asian black bears are omnivorous creatures that eat fruits, insects, small mammals, birds, beehives, and decayed animal meat. These bears are considered more aggressive than American and Eurasian black bears. Aside from attacking humans, Asiatic black bears will frequently attack domestic animals if given the opportunity. 5. American black bear. The American black bear is found throughout North America and is the smallest bear in the region. These bears can adapt to a variety of habitats due to their diverse diet. Their height ranges from 4 to 6.5 feet, but they have the possibility of becoming much larger. Adult bears weigh between 126 and 551 pounds, while female bears weigh between 90 and 375 pounds. As omnivorous animals, these bears will consume a wide range of foods, including succulent plants, berries, roots, fish, meat, insects, larvae, and grass. They are not known to be hunters and are nearly 85% vegetarian. American black bears are typically non-aggressive species and will only display violent behavior when threatened. 4. Brown bears. Brown bears get their name from their brown fur, which helps them blend in with the forest. Adult males typically weigh between 550 and 660 pounds, while full-grown females weigh between 330 and 550 pounds. However, some Eurasian brown bears can weigh up to 1,058 pounds and stand nearly 8.2 feet tall. Eurasian brown bears used to be found all over Eurasia. Their current range is primarily limited to northern and Eastern Europe, Russia, the Baltic states, and the Balkans. There are still isolated populations in Spain, Italy, France, Southwest Asia, China, and Japan. Eurasian brown bears feed on roots, berries, nuts, insects, and fish. They have also been observed attacking livestock and hunting small and large mammals. The IUCN currently classifies them as least concern, though some question their status due to declining populations in several regions. 3. Grizzly bear. Grizzly bears are a subspecies of brown bears and have earned their names thanks to their grizzled appearance. These bears, which can eat rotting animal carcasses and are found throughout North America, have a scavenging behavior. Salmon, deer, squirrels, marmots, bison, mice, and moose are their primary prey. Adult grizzlies can grow to be 3.4 to 9 feet long, with males weighing 400–790 pounds on average. One grizzly bear has the strength of 5 humans. They can lift more than 1,110 pounds, which is more than their body weight. The grizzlies have a bite force of 1160 psi, which is strong enough to smash a bowling ball. Human attacks have been documented, though they are rare. The majority of such cases, however, were related to self-defense and cub food protection. 2. Kodiak bear. The Kodiak bear is the largest subspecies of brown bears, second only in size to the polar bear. It is also known as the Alaskan brown bear, and it looks similar to other brown bears, with the size and location distinguishing it. Adult Kodiak bears typically weigh between 660 and 1,320 pounds, with the most massive wild bear ever recorded weighing 1,656 pounds. Kodiak bears are only found in the Kodiak archipelago. The archipelago is the only place on Earth where Kodiak bears can be found, and it is also where the bears got their name. Berries, seaweed, and salmon are among the foods they consume. The population of Kodiak bears is estimated to be over 3,000, and the population is gradually increasing. Kodiak bears are currently classified as the least concerned by the IUCN. 1. Polar bear. Polar bears, also known as ice bears, are mostly found within the Arctic Circle, which includes the Arctic Ocean and its surrounding land and seas. These bears hold the title of the strongest bear species. Adult polar bears can be up to 11 feet tall when they stand on their hind legs and can weigh up to 1,500 pounds. These white fluffy bears have a bite strength of 1,235 psi, giving them tremendous bite force. Polar bear strength is reflected in their ability to lift icebergs weighing over 1,000 pounds and their powerful jaws. Polar bears are carnivores and top predators that primarily hunt seals. They usually wait for seals to come to the sea ice surface to breathe before attacking and hunting them down. Ice bears are known to be aggressive and will attack humans if they are hungry. That's all about 10 most powerful bear species in the world. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe.